Good afternoon or good evening, soccer fans. Joe Giuliano with you this 5:30 on a Sunday. It's the Rhinos taking on the Charleston Battery. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Again, the Rhinos down in Charleston, South Carolina today. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. The game coming to you live from beautiful Black Baud Stadium. Don Stevens will have all the play-by-play action coming your way, again, at 6 p.m. tonight from Black Baud Stadium. The game is the first of two games this year between Rochester and Charleston. The Battery are coming up north for the return fixture on June the 17th. Now, this is the first meeting between Rochester and Charleston since last September's USL semifinal series. The Rhinos defeating the Battery in that series and advanced to the USL championship game, which they hosted at Paytech Park. And we all know the result of that one, a 3-0 loss to the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, Charleston coming in after a 3-2 loss to Montreal. They gave up 3 first-half goals. Mike Anhauser this week talked about the adjustments they made down in Charleston defensively, kind of getting back to a more simple brand of soccer. We'll see if that, in fact, has worked out for the Charleston Battery. And it's always a great match. When Rochester plays Charleston, whether it's here or it's there, it's an incredible matchup. It's a first-class organization. And tonight, what we're going to do is Soccer Sam and I are going to watch the game on USLLive.com. But, of course, we're going to listen to my man Don Stevens call all the action tonight from Black Baud Stadium. So we'll give USL Live a shot, but also keep up the audio with Don Stevens right here on WYSL News 1040 AM. When we come back, we will compare the opponents tonight. The Charleston Battery, look at their season so far. Also, take a look at the Rochester Raging Rhinos season so far in 2007. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show. It's sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I'm Joe Giuliano. Welcome back to the Raging Rhinos pregame show. Joe Giuliano. Tonight's pregame show is sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream right here on WYSL News 1040 AM. Preparing you tonight for the Rochester Raging Rhinos and the Charleston Battery from Black Baud Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. The Rhinos enter tonight's match with a record of 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie. It's their 4th game of the season tonight. They opened the 2007 campaign with a 1-0 loss at Puerto Rico, then rebounding 2 days later, a 1-0 win at Miami with the goal by Kenny Burtz. The Rhinos playing Charleston tonight. They traveled this morning to Savannah, Georgia, then bus to Charleston. We'll see how that works out, especially after playing Vancouver on Friday night to a 1-1 draw. Scott Pelguda scoring a goal in the 51st minute for the Rhinos to tie the match. Now, Chase Harrison, he got the start in goal for the injured Scott Vallow, who at this point we understand is out for at least 3 to 5 months, possibly the entire season. Who gets the nod in the nets tonight, we'll find out. It's either Chase Harrison or Hector Zapata. For Charleston, this is their 3rd match in a 4-game homestand. They drew Minnesota 0-0 on April the 20th. They have a record of no wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, looking for their first victory of 2007. They suffered a 3-2 loss to Montreal last weekend. And again, we talked about that. Charleston giving up a bunch of goals in the first half, coming back to make it 3-2. But a very challenging game against Montreal, to say the least. They will travel for the first time this season to Carolina on May 19th. So not a bad way to open up the year. 4 straight games at home for the Charleston Battery. The Battery will be without the services of the former Rhino Ian Fuller, who actually had a beautiful goal in that Montreal game. Apparently he has re-aggravated an injury. So Ian Fuller, the former Rhino, out of the match. And, of course, as you know, Scotty Vallow undergoing surgery this week to repair a tear of his bicep tendon. He will be out 3 to 5 months. We just mentioned that here. So the Rhinos have gotten some goals from defenders. Kenny Burtz, Scott Pelguda, and Diallo scoring for Rochester as well. So we'll see what happens with the Rhinos here up top, looking for some scoring punch this year. There's no doubt about that. When we come back, we'll be joined by Soccer Sam, either on the phone or live in studio. We're not sure yet. And then we'll take a look at some of the scores in the USL First Division and also take a look at standings in the USL First Division here in 2007. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Welcome back to the Rhinos pregame show sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. This segment of the program is brought to you by Free Time Magazine. Joe Giuliano getting you ready for the Rhinos and the Charleston Battery. 6:05 kickoff. Don Stevens with the play-by-play action from beautiful Black Baud Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina. The Rhinos and the Charleston Battery going head-to-head. For the Rhinos, it's game number 4 of the season. For Charleston, it's game number 3. And again, their first 4 games at home for the Charleston Battery. Let's go to the phones right now. And a man who's driving around, probably lost aimlessly, Soccer Sam, joins us now on the pregame show. Sammy, welcome to the pregame show, and hopefully you'll find your way around here.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, I'm so disappointed. This is the first time probably in 6 years that I didn't make a road trip, and I've been all day long just thinking about it, visualizing Charleston, visualizing the Three Lions Pub, the celebration afterwards, where tonight our Rhinos are going to destroy the Charleston Battery 3-1.
Sammy, make a point. It's your first time in 6 years not going on the road with the team. Do you feel a little different today, kind of a little lost?
You know, I do. It was weird. You kind of think, hey, what's the big deal? I can watch it on the internet, listen to it on the radio, but I tell you, it's nothing like being there. I'm very, very down today about it. But it was tough. It was tough finding 2 seats on every plane, and the extension on the seatbelt wasn't always available. So I'm kind of happy in a way.
Well, Sam, it's going to be great to have you live in the home studios tonight for the pregame show. We talked Friday night about the Rhinos goalkeeper situation. Scott Vallow, the way it looks now, he'll be out for the season. Your thoughts on where this club is going to go? What direction? Is there another keeper they're looking at? Have you heard anything new about that?
Well, Joe, I haven't heard anything from anyone directly, but I heard that the Rhinos are concerned about not having a leader in the net, and we didn't really see Chase Harrison get tested the other night. The one shot went in. He came out twice on some crosses, but maybe this kid has it. Remember, Scott Vallow was a young guy replacing somebody a few years back. I'd love to see Billy Andrecki back in the nets, or Tony Miola, or somebody with some experience. I think someone that really knows the league, knows the players in the league, and can really motivate his defense. But, hey, if Chase has a great game today, makes a couple key saves, look at Patrick Hannigan, couldn't sniff in the nets for us last year, and Miami thinks he's fantastic despite the loss last night. But he was like one of the players of the game. So a lot of times these young college guys get into the nets and they make things happen. So I would love to see a veteran where it's going to draw fans and direct the defense, but Chase could be the man.
Your opinion on Friday night? Chase Harrison made a couple of saves, like you said. Does he get the nod tonight, or is it going to be Hector Zapata giving his chance to win the starting job?
Joe?
Sam? I think we lost Soccer Sam. Well, Sam, if you're out there, give us a call back. We can chat about that. But you make a great point about Patrick Hannigan. He's actually playing in the nets for Miami FC. Had an incredible game last night against Montreal. A 1-0 win for Montreal, but apparently, according to Coach Chiquinho from Miami, Hannigan was incredible, making point-blank stops. And it's funny that Sammy mentioned Hannigan's name. The Rhinos now searching for a goalkeeper. And is Chase Harrison going to be the man, or Hector Zapata? My opinion, I think Hector Zapata will sit on the bench tonight, and Chase Harrison will more than likely get the start in the nets for the Rhinos tonight. Well, we lost Soccer Sam. Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the USL First Division scoreboard, standings, and everything else from the world of soccer. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream.
The Rhinos are back in action on Sunday, May 27th, 6:05 against Miami FC. Come and see all the action as your Rhinos continue their quest for the USL First Division Championship. It's Italian night. The first 10,000 fans receive a magnetic schedule courtesy of Salvatore's Pizza. Group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to charge by phone. Come see why we are Soccer Town, USA.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream on WYSL 1040 AM. I'm Joe Giuliano. Taking a look at some of the scores this weekend from the USL First Division. Puerto Rico at Carolina on Friday. They went scoreless, 0-0. 3 games yesterday in the USL First Division. Atlanta, 2-0 over Carolina. The Silverbacks undefeated, 2 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. David Hayes with a penalty kick goal for Atlanta in that game. Montreal, again, 1-0 over Miami. Hannigan, from what we hear, an incredible game for Miami FC. Charles Becky scoring the only goal in the game. It's his second goal in 2007. Seattle defeating Portland at home last night, 1-0. 8,200 fans at Quest Field. Cameron Knox scoring the goal for Seattle. 2 games tonight in the USL First Division. Rochester is at Charleston and Vancouver at Minnesota. That's a 6:05 kickoff. Top of the table in the USL First Division, 8 points. The Atlanta Silverbacks 2-0-2, as we mentioned. Montreal in second place with 7 points, 2 wins, and a tie. Vancouver and Puerto Rico tied for third at 5 points, and Rochester in fourth place with 4 points in the USL First Division. Major League Soccer, Kansas City 1-0 over Columbus yesterday. It was Kansas City's win, making them now the first-place team in the Eastern Conference. Only 7,400 fans at Kansas City. A wild game in Salt Lake. 3-3 Red Bulls leading 3-1 until stoppage time. Real Salt Lake scoring in the 90th and 92nd minute. And Houston over Colorado 3-1. Dwayne De Rosario scoring 2 goals. 2 games today in the MLS. DC United 2-1 over Chivas USA. And in the first half, the New England Revolution lead the Chicago Fire 1-0. That game is not on TV again. New England 1-0 over Chicago. Switching gears a little bit, going overseas, Manchester United has won the Premiership for the first time in 4 years. Chelsea, playing with 10 men today, needed a victory to keep the title race alive. They can only draw 1-1 today at Arsenal. Alex Ferguson's side now 7 points clear of Chelsea with only 2 games remaining. And Glenn Roeder has resigned as the Newcastle United boss. The club has yet to confirm this news, and apparently Sam Allardyce, the former coach at Bolton, in line to take over for Glenn Roeder. And Inter Milan midfielder Luis Figo has confirmed that he will leave the club. Now, reports in January said Figo is joining Saudi Arabia's Al Ittihad on an 18-month deal in July. Look for him to come to Major League Soccer. You heard it here first on the pregame show. That's a look at some news and notes from the world of soccer. When we come back, it'll be Don Stevens taking over the broadcast. It's the Rhinos and the Charleston Battery coming to you from Black Ball Stadium. Joe Giuliano, I'll see you on the postgame show. Thanks for tuning into the pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Blackbod Stadium in Charleston. The Rhinos making their only visit of the season here to Blackbod. And for the Rhinos, it is the 4th match of the season. Glad to have you along for the Charleston Battery. It's the 3rd match of the season and the first of 2 meetings this year between the 2 clubs. Last year, the Rhinos didn't have a very good time with Charleston, with a loss and a tie in the 2 games that they played. The loss in Rochester and the tie here at Blackbod Stadium. So the Rhinos looking for a W here against the Battery, which has been a while since they've done that. So the Rhinos coming off of a tie last game against Vancouver on Friday night, then a very tough day of travel, actually being at the airport at 4:30 this morning, and a long day of travel, arriving here just a couple of hours ago. So we'll see how much gas is in the tank for the players in this one here this evening. All right, the home team, that of course being the Battery, so far with a loss and a tie on the season in 2 games played. All right, talking with the coach of the Rhinos, Lord Calloway. Asked him a little bit about the last game for Rochester, and that again being the 1-goal tie against Vancouver on Friday night. Asked for his feelings on that game.
I thought after we obviously got over the shock of the early goal, and even before that, I thought we played quite well. I think that was their second foray into our penalty area in the first 9 minutes or something like that. We tried to play out of the back. We moved the ball well. They're very, very good defensively, very organised, so it's tough to break them down in the first half. In the second half, with the addition of Delicate, it immediately made a difference because we were able to keep the ball up front a lot better. And because of that, we created quite a number of opportunities in the second half, eventually getting the goal, and probably could have snuck a result, got the 3 points, but then again in the last few minutes they had a couple of chances where they could have got the 3 points, so probably the fair result at the end of the day, a point each.
Vancouver actually played a very good game. A lot of pressure on their part, wasn't there?
Yeah, they defend very well. Bob Lilly's teams always are organised defensively. They pressure the ball, and that's why I was pleased with the fact that we were able to move the ball around, because against teams like them in Montreal, you're usually struggling to move the ball quickly because of their pressure. But we worked very, very hard in pre-season on just 1 and 2 touch, and speed of play, and I think it showed. And in fact, 2 or 3 people have called me since the game and watched it on the national TV, and have said they're very impressed with the way we played, and thought we were a little unfortunate not to win it, because we did control most of the second half.
Certainly the first half had to be a concern for you, though, just a kind of a slow start, or what?
Well, yeah, I think it was a breakdown defensively on the right side, and what a lot of people don't know, we almost bought Aloisi out of the game before the game. He got hurt badly in the warm-up. He was cleated on his Achilles tendon and calf in the 5v5 in the warm-up, and was really, we thought was struggling. And I asked him, and he said, well, you'll have to break my leg to stop me playing. So he wanted to play. But you could see on the replays, watching that game again yesterday, and having seen the goal over and over again, he was really lame. And at half-time, we just decided that it wouldn't be worth him continuing, and obviously it was bad because he hasn't made this trip.
Now, you didn't even know that Delicott would be able to play the game because of a stomach virus or whatever the problem there was, but came in and played very well, didn't he?
I thought it was one of Deli's best performances for us since he's been here. Very effective in the air, as he normally is. Seemed to link very well with Diallo, where their understanding's coming together a little bit. But yeah, we were fortunate that you'd said to me before the game, I think I can give you half an hour if I'm needed. At half-time, I went, so I need you now, can you give me 45? And he went, well, I'll do my best, I'll go as long as I can. And as it turned out, he put in a great shift and caused them a lot of problems.
All right, Laurie Calloway, the coach of the Rhinos, as we'll be getting underway very shortly here at Blackbaud Stadium. Again, the first of 2 meetings this season between the Rhinos and the Charleston Battery. And glad to have you folks along. Stick with us. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Back at Blackbaud Stadium here in Charleston. The coaches interview, by the way, brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. And now the starting line is brought to you by Nothnagel Realtors, Rochester's full-service realtor. And starting out for the Battery in goal, former Rhino himself, Dusty Hudak. As he comes in, having played both games so far, 1 loss, 1 tie, a 1.50 goals against average. The defender is Tim Karalexis, Brandon Curran, Chris Gores, and Chris Corcoran. And through the midfield, Luke Mercalone, and it'll be Lazo Alavena and Gordon Chin. And then up front, as they list 3 forwards, Stephen Armstrong, Byron Alvarez, and Michael Todd. For the Rhinos, starting out in goal once again, Chase Harrison, his second of the season. They played last game and back in for this one as he comes in with a tie to his credit and a 1.00 goals against average. And the defenders will include Kenny Burtz, Kevin Novak, Stephen Shirley Black, and Scott Valguda. Then the midfield, Tenwa Bonsu, Aaron Lyons, Danny Kramer, Johnny Menyonger, and up front, Matthew Delicott and Ahmet Diallo. The Rhinos wearing the dark green uniform, and the home team, the Battery, wearing predominantly black with yellow and the striped jerseys, and the ball is played out to midfield. The Rhinos are shooting at the net to my left here in the first half of play, as it's knotted into Rhino territory, and back for it, Novak drops it off around his 35. Burtz plays it out to midfield for Bonsu. Chips it up the right side, trying to run onto the ball. His Menyonger won't reach it. That's out of bounds, and a throw in on the far side of the field for the Battery from around their own 25. So the game just getting underway, 30 seconds in, and of course nary a shot at this point. Long throw in across midfield as the ball is booted along the midfield line, but the whistle to stop play, and we'll have a restart at the midfield line. The referee for this game, William DeLois, the referee's assistants, Alan Scheckman and Bob Wern, and the fourth official is Rick Turpin. As the ball will be on the restart from near midfield, as the ball is taken by the Battery, and a long chip down inside the 18, back for it, headed away by Black out the near side, and that's out the near end of the 18, chased after by Chin, lets it roll out. It'll be a throw in on the near side of the field for the Battery. This round, the Rochester 15 on the near side. A little bit of a breeze blowing left to right. That's in the face of Chase Harrison. Also in his face right now is the sun. He's had his hand up, shielding his face. And the ball shot in, but blocked away by Burtz outside the 18. Off of the far wing, spinning around is Armstrong, trying to get away from Novak. He'll drop it back near midfield. Ball chipped down inside the 18 once again. Headed away by Black, up in the air, coming down around 35 yards out. That's knotted forward by Delicott for Diallo. The Menyonger, but can't control, is blocked off his foot and taken away by the Battery. On the near side, a pass across midfield by Curran. again. Deflected all the way up the right wing side. Alvarez dropping it off to Chin, and it's chipped down inside close to near the end of the 18, and chased after there by Todd at the end line. As he gets tripped up, it rolls out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Just getting started in this 1/3 minute now and no score. And again, Chase Harrison gets the nod in goal again for the Rhinos, of course, with the injury to Scott Vallow, who's out for, well, at least a good part of the season, if not all. Harrison at 6'2", 180, a 23-year-old out of Huntington, West Virginia. Saw some time in the MLS last year, actually the reserve team for Real Salt Lake. Ball flighted out, coming down around the midfield line. It looked like it took a dead stop, ran into a wall, and that's into the breeze as the ball not across midfield, played out of bounds on the far side. A throw in near midfield for Curran of the Battery. Or make that Corcoran. Throw in across midfield. Off on the left wing side, tipped off into the middle. Here come the Battery. Laid to the outside of the right wing. Vercalone after it, stops it. 16 yards out, chip for the corner. They score. Pick the upper left corner. Moving in, Colin Chin with the right foot. Picks the upper left corner. Harrison, I don't know, he looked like maybe he wasn't sure where it was going or what was happening. Got stunned, or maybe he got the sun in his eyes, didn't see it. And it's chipped inside the left post, and an early 1-0 lead for the Battery. Charleston scoring here in the 4th minute. So the Rhinos give up an early goal as they did last game. They settled down nicely last game. See if they're able to do the same here. So Chin playing in his first game of the season, coming up with his first goal just a few moments into the first game of the season for Gordon Chin. All right, 1-0 in favor of the Battery. On the near wing, line stops it along the near touchline. It did roll out, then back in, and the flag is in the air. A little pushing going on, so it'll be a throw in for the Battery right in front of their own bench. The referee says no, it's going the other way. Well, yeah, it should be for the Battery. Looked like the Rhinos wanted to take the throw in, but they don't win that argument. Alexis over for the throw in. He'll drop back near midfield along the near side. Sun shining into the faces of those sitting on the opposite side of the field. And again, Rhino goalkeeper Chase Harrison has the ball played back near midfield. Alavano can't get away with it. Rolls out to midfield, and chasing it back goes Corcoran. On him is Diallo, and along the far side of midfield, down chips it long up the left wing side. That's headed away to Bonsu, and the Rhinos have it back. Bonsu plays it to the outside. Novak along the right wing, drawing it forward slowly to the 35, and a pass ahead. Gets it right back. Novak again, dropping it back to around his 30, and Birch then will switch off on the near side of the field. Black after it, but backpedaling. He stumbled and did get the head on it, but knocked it out of bounds. So a throw in near midfield on the near side, once again for the Battery. 5th minute and a 1-0 Charleston lead. Long throw in, tipped off into the middle. As it bounces down inside the 18, and out to play it first times it away is Harrison. Off of the far wing near midfield. Again, the ball slowing up as it's kicked into that wind. Whistle is blown. A foul is called on the Rhinos. Diallo, as he was up the back of Corcoran. So a restart, a free kick now for the Battery. Just across midfield into Rhino territory. Rochester playing 7 of their first 8 games on the road in this season. This is the 3rd of the first 4 games. This is the 4th game of the season and the 3rd on the road already. One hopper in, grabbed off the line by Harrison. Takes it, waits for the players to move away. So a couple of shots now for the Battery. Bounces the ball. Again, fakes it. Now the volley kick through midfield. Keeps it a little lower this time. Underneath it is Delicate. As it is dropped back all the way, rolling down to the 18 once again, and Harrison will pick it up. No, he does not. He just boots it off on the right wing side. Brought ahead by Novak. Pass forward to Bonsu. Tip to the outside again. Pass back in the middle is trying to get away. Alavano is taken down, and play goes on. Off of the middle, played out on the near side. That's Alavano there, and a pass along the near wing. Alexis giving it off to Vercalone. On the right wing side, drawing it toward the middle. His pass off, but spinning around. Alvarez trying to get loose. Lays it to the outside for Chin. Won't get there. Ball out of bounds, and a throw in for the Rhinos at their own 20 on the near side. Chin only picked the ball up. He wouldn't give it to Black of the Rhinos, and then he just rolled it off to the linesman, and the referee will come over and say something to him about wasting time. All right. Stephen Shirley Black, long throw up the left wing side. Delicate flicks it across midfield. Rhinos haven't had any attack yet, trying to find their legs here. It's Black to left-footed across midfield. Big bouncer on the near side and blocked away Diallo. The ball out of bounds, and Alexis will take the throw in on the near wing from his own 45. Long throw in across midfield.
That's headed away back toward midfield by Palguda, who scored the Rhinos' only goal last game. Knocked down, and a foul is called, and Menyonger with his cleats up a little bit too high. The ref says, no, can't do that. So it'll be a free kick for the Battery. 7th minute, no score. Or 7th minute, 1-0 lead for the Battery. Wishful thinking, I guess. As the ball is chipped down to the 18 and then booted away by Novak. But the whistle to stop play. And we'll have a free kick for the Rhinos from around their own 18 to be taken by the keeper, Chase Harrison. Coming into this game, Rochester in 3 games having scored 3 goals so far, which is 4th in the league. And the Battery coming into tonight had scored only 2. Now they've scored 3. As they scored the first one in this one. Upfield and into Charleston territory along the near wing, trying to get loose is Diallo being grabbed onto by Alexis. Here's a cross and a goal grab by Hudak. Takes an easy stop and throws it off in the far wing. That's to the outside, brought ahead now by the Battery. Out the left wing side, dropped back again. It's taken by Corcoran. With the right foot, will drive it out through the midfield circle. In underneath it goes Block. He'll leave it there, and chasing him back goes Palguda. That is 25, drops it back inside the 18 to Harrington. First time's it away. Off of the far wing, and handed out across midfield by Novak. Coming down to the midfield line. Again with it, Corcoran turning to the outside. As he is being watched closely by Kramer, and the ball knocked away and out. Throw in on the far side of the field, near midfield for the Battery. Early stages of the game still. The shade from the stands on the near side about a quarter of the way out of the field. As the ball is played forward, pops up in the air. Coming down to the Rochester 20, headed in the air further by Novak out of the far wing, and a collision there as they bump and the ball rolls out on a throw in for the Battery. Down along the 20 in the middle for Todd, trying to sneak it through, looking for a give and go. Drop back and a weak shot in, dribbled wide off of Alameno, way wide left of the net. Goal kick for the Rhinos. 1-0 in favor of the Battery. 9th minute now here at Blackbard Stadium. So Harrison places the ball at the 18. Waits for the players to move back to near midfield. Again, not getting much distance on these kicks. Goes a lot lower on the kick this time because it's strong into the wind. Pushed out of the far side. Todd chasing after it deep in the left wing corner. That won't get to it. That's out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos from their own 18 on the far side. Moving over for the throw in. Here's Novak. Picks the ball up. And he moves up to the spot. Waiting for the throw in. One of the newcomers, of course, this year for the Rhinos. Being Kevin Novak, 5'8", 155 from Los Angeles. Also saw time in Real Salt Lake last year. Bonsu pushing it out on the near wing, moving up. Shirley Black will get away as he draws it across midfield. Chased behind by Vercalone. Rolls it to the outside, and along the near wing is Lines. Down along the near touchline. Nut makes it through, chasing after it. Near corner of the box. A feed along to the 18. Moving it. Yellow shot from the short side. He missed the net. Got the right foot on it, but he put it off the inside of the foot and missed the left post by a good 4 or 5 feet. So the Rhinos finally do, however, get a shot away. As Diallo, from about 16 yards out, missed the frame. And the goal kick for Hudak of the Battery. Now the 11th minute here at Blackbud Stadium, and the ball is chipped out through midfield. Very nice day again here in Charleston as the ball now fed up the left wing side by Lines. Ahead is Diallo. Chasing it down deep in the near corner, down to the 10. Turns back toward the middle, spins again to the left foot side. Watch there, nose to nose with Alexis. Turns to his left, and Alexis knocks it out, and that's off of the foot of Diallo and out. It'll be a throw-in for the Battery deep in their own corner of the field. On the near wing, high throw-in, coming down near midfield. Up in the air. Headed down, and Palguda steps in underneath it with the left foot, places it up the left wing sidelines, can't reach it. So a turnover, the Rhinos give it away, and it'll be a throw-in on the near side once again for the Battery from their own 30. 1-0, Charleston leading, 12th minute. Long throwing, Alexis loops it through midfield, but headed forward by Birch. That's popped up in the air and into the center circle. Pushed by Corcoran off of the far ring, but right to Novak. The Rhinos take it back. Across midfield in the center circle, Menyonger hasn't had many touches on the ball. Drops it back at midfield. Novak up the right side to Kramer. Touching in the middle for Menyonger. Works the right wing side and a pass toward the middle for Delicott, spinning around. Delicott lays it to the outside. Menyonger back in the middle, 35 yards out to Bonsu, but it bounced off his left foot. But he turns it behind, comes away with it. Lines dropping it back. 40 yards out on the near side is Black. It's tied up and the ball kicked out of bounds. Throw in to the near side for the Rhinos. From the Charleston 45, Lines return pass right back to Black, and now he'll go toward the middle for Delicott. Bounced it off the knee. Moving in, Bonsu will play it out on the right wing side. Moving in, Kramer. Fire to the 18 and a goal, but he's bumped and goes down. However, the offside flag is in the air. Offside against the Rhinos. First offside of the match. So a goal kick for Dusty Hudak. He's been around a little bit now, 34 years of age, out of Phoenix, 6'3", 188. One season with Rochester. The rest of the time has been here in Charleston. Well, he's been here 8 out of 9 years, I think it is. The other year was in Rochester. That was back in 2005. Saw just 3 games. Didn't see a whole lot of action, of course, behind Scott Vallow. Little discussion across the way. The referee talking to a player from each team. Novak of the Rhinos. And that is Armstrong of the Battery. Ball placed, Rochester 40 on the right wing side. Burt's moving out with the right foot. Low kick through midfield, but that going right to the Battery. Laid out to near midfield. Todd drops it off midfield line and played the rest of the way down by Chin. And now there will be a yellow card issued to Novak, who came in a little hard. So Novak draws the caution. First plastic on the night here, and it comes in the 14th minute. On the restart of the midfield line for the Battery. Rochester will be off now until next Saturday when they head out to the West Coast for a couple of weeks, 4 games. Beginning in California next Saturday night. Home game for the Rhinos coming up on the 27th is the next home game for the Rhinos. Long ball fed down at the 6 and pulled out of midair by Harrison. As he holds on, the player's moving away. Harrison gave up an early goal in the last game and allowed one here so far tonight. Back in the 4th minute, the Battery scored. Gordon Chin with his first of the year. Played across midfield. As on the arm, so we'll have a free kick for the Rhinos just across midfield into Charleston territory. And Palguda will take the kick. Rochester has scored only 3 goals this year. 2 of them have been by defenders. Kenny Burt's in game 2 and Scott Palguda last game. Burt's has it. Cross midfield to Lines. Dropping it back on the outside of the near wing for Palguda. Turns toward the middle, then spins back to the outside. A pass ahead at midfield for Lines. Dropping it back for Palguda again, but this time he's double teamed and it's taken away. Chin looking for the through ball. Moving in, Todd inside and out to grab the ball. And about 8 yards out is Harrison. He came down on his right side and grabbed the ball off the foot of Todd. He's trying to get away from Novak. Push to the outside for Kramer. Dropping it back from 35. Novak will one time it across midfield, taken there by Corcoran. He'll spin it up the left wing, and the ball rolling toward the end line. Burt's back, blocking Todd as the ball rolls to the end line, out over the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. 15th minute from Charleston, and a 1-0 Charleston lead. Once again, Harrison for the kick, and the wind blowing from left to right in the face of Harrison, along with the sun still being in the face when he looks toward this side of the field. Set now. Goes a little higher on this one, and that ball comes to a dead halt as it approaches the midfield line. Comes down in the center circle, popped up in the air, moving in, flicked forward by Diallo. But nobody controls that across midfield on the far side and blocked away. Burt's now will chip it across midfield on a half volley. And the ball down around the 35 is played off into the middle. On the way by Olaveño, into the center circle. Cross midfield into Rhino territory. Lines chasing Olaveño on the right side. That's knocked to the outside and picked up by Vercalone. Turning back in the middle, but knocked away. And taken at the near corner of the box by Palguda. Turns to get away from Vercalone, who grabbed on. And the foul is called. Restart for the Rhinos from their own 25. Palguda waiting for the players to move downfield. With the left foot, low kick into the center circle. Bonsu will push it further on the far wing, and Kramer tips it back in the middle. However, it's picked up there by the Battery. Oliveño in the center circle. Throws it across midfield. That's tipped to the outside by Alvarez. And a long chip up the right wing by Vercaloni, but way in behind is Todd, and maybe even Chin was also offside. Offside a couple of ways anyway against the battery. So free kick for the Rhinos, 20 yards out. Harrison with the restart. Rolls it to the outside on the near wing. Or Black. Or Shirley-Black. Sneaks it through along the near wing. He said calling him Black is fine, but don't call him Shirley. So, ball out of bounds. And those who have seen the airplane movies will know what I'm talking about, I guess. Throw along across midfield on the near side. That coming down to the midfield line was taken by Bonsu. Lays it to the outside for Lyons up the left wing. Turning back, drops it off for Black. As he'll roll it toward the middle for Delicate. One touch tipping it to the outside, but Diallo is in behind, and it is an offside against the Rhinos once again. Second of the match against Rochester. Well, you can tell the speed of Ahmed Diallo is looking to break loose at some point. 30-year-old out of the Ivory Coast. Played in Belgium last year, Division 2. 5'9", 155, but he has the wheels. Well, the kick to be taken by Hudak out of the battery from 20 yards out along the near side, and he'll put it into the stands. So we'll have a throw-in on the near wing for the Rhinos, right down in front of the Charleston player bench. Throw in Bonsu right back to Black. Now one touch across midfield, headed toward the corner. Diallo after it. Not getting back first is Gores, and he'll lay it back to the keeper. Hudak first times it away, and again up into the stands. So this time they throw in a little bit closer for the Rhinos, down around the Charleston 35 on the near side. Black going to the corner for Lyons. Up the left wing. Tried to cross, but puts it off the leg of Karalexis and out. So a throw in for the Rhinos from about 10 yards out on the near side. Battery saying it actually came back off the leg and hit Lyons, but the referee doesn't fall for it. Throw into the near wing for Kenny Burtz. Has that long bomb. We haven't seen much of it yet this year. But he moves up for the throw in here. Burtz deep in the left wing corner. Lofts one down into the middle of the box. Headed away and out. And flick forward to around the 30, where the ball is knocked down and taken away by the Rhinos once again. Center circle, Novak. Goes outside to the right wing for Kramer. Tips it back toward the middle for Menyonger. He's chased from behind. And they lace it out on the right wing side for Kramer. Trying to draw it forward, but a slide tackle. The ball knocked away. Kramer gets it back again. And he's tangled up. The ball knocked loose, and Menyonger with it. Crossed down along the 18 inside to the 15, but headed away out to the far end of the box, and then booted way up in the air out to the center circle. Ball blocked again, right back into Charleston territory. Bonsu tips it off for Lyons. Up the left side, but the pass intercepted, taken away by Karalexis. In the middle for Oliveño. He'll draw it to the outside on the near wing, and the hit is Vercaloni into Rhino territory. Drops it back near midfield. Taken there by Oliveño. Watching him is Bonsu. Oliveño drops it to his own side of midfield. On the near wing, Karalexis chips it across midfield. Stepping in, Black doesn't get to it. Ball is then sent through midfield off of the far wing and taken by Novak, giving it off to Menyonger. Approaching midfield, long up the right side, running after goes Diallo. Settles the ball to feet, turning, trying to get away from Gores. Across down inside along the 6, and it comes out the near wing. Stopped there by Lyons. Left-footed kick is blocked away from 10 yards out and brought away on the near wing. So the Rhinos can't get it through to the frame, and it's brought upfield by the battery. 20th minute now at a 1-0 lead for Charleston. Off on the left wing side. Spinning around Armstrong, dropping it back at midfield. Plays it into the center circle for Oliveño. He'll try it out on the near wing for Karalexis, moving up the right wing side. Taken there by Vercaloni along the near touchline and drops it toward the middle. As is dummied through by Alvarez. The ball to the corner is knocked away and out of bounds. That off of Alvarez and a nice touch by Menyonger. So a throw in deep in the corner of the near wing for the Rhinos. About 15 yards out of the throwing end of the field. Black will take the throw in. Waiting for players to move around. Now throws it in right along the near touchline. Headed back toward the middle by Karalexis. And underneath it, Menyonger. To Palguda. The Rhinos have it. Left-footed through midfield. But Gore stepping in underneath it. Has it in the center circle. They'll then switch to the left wing side for Corcoran. And into Rhino territory. Long delivery. Deep to the far corner of the field. It'll be picked up there and kept in by Armstrong. But now rolls out. And it'll be throwing deep in the corner for the battery. Yes, it is. Throw in deep in the corner on the far side of the field for Charleston. Throw in out top for Oliveño, the 20. Turned back, trying to get away from Kramer. Crossing along the 18. One bounce knocked down to the 18. Left foot. Bercoloni taking a look. Tees it up. Off the crossbar. Comes out top. And another shot in, but this one wide. But the first shot taken by Bercoloni, a cannon hit the crossbar and came back up. Wow, the Rhinos dodge a bullet right there. All right, now as I have it, the Battery leading in shots 4-1. Certainly another strong test right there, provided by the Battery. Bercoloni has played a strong game. In fact, I think he assisted on that first goal. On the goal, which was scored by Chin. Cross midfield, headed up in the air, and knotted across midfield again by Black. It's furthered by Delicott, but knocked out. Looked like it hit a hand. Yes, it did. A handball, and so the restart for the Rhinos will be 40 yards out in the middle of the field. 1-0 in favor of the Battery. Ball placed. Johnny Menyonger looks like he'll take the kick. Birch is standing behind. Menyonger ready to tee it up with the right foot. He backs off on it. Now he'll take the chip down inside the 18, but that right to Charleston and headed away back out to the same spot. Menyonger, first touch away on the far wing, comes down to the 18, but a little push there by Falguda, and he's called as he upended Corcoran. So it'll be a free kick for the Battery from their own 20, just outside the box. Remains 1-0 in favor of Charleston, 23rd minute. Here at Blackbaud Stadium. Hudak pushing the ball. Now sets it and tees it up and takes the kick. Long downfield. A little bit easier kicking with the wind. There's the ball out of bounds on the far side. It'll be once again a throw in for the Battery. Charleston having scored back in the 4th minute. Or early on, so the last 2 games the Rhinos have given up early goals. And not sure if that might be the youthfulness of the goalkeeper, something that you didn't see happen before much. Taken down is Bercoloni. The ball rolls in, picked up by Harrison. And the fans are very upset, as well as the Charleston players. And Bercoloni getting tangled up with Falguda. Run forward now, block up the left side, delivers through midfield, flicked forward by Delicott, but headed to the outside, lines in underneath it, won't get to it. It was played out of bounds by the Battery, so a throw in for Lyons. Now Diallo's taken down the other way, and the whistle blows and a foul is called, so a free kick for the Rhinos, 20 yards out off the left wing side. And now the Battery with the stoppage of play coming over, having a few words for the referee, William DeLewis. Says, tee it up, let's go here. So again, the kick for the Rhinos. Off the left wing side, 25th minute. Lyons is there. Menyonger is there. Who's going to take the kick? Lyons, the left footer. And Menyonger with the right foot. Menyonger standing right next to the ball. Waiting for the signal from the ref to go ahead. Still they argue with the ref. And here's Menyonger. No, a step over. Lyons goes for the delivery to the back post. Headed away. Up in the air. Coming down around the 25. Right in the middle. Kramer back. Trying to knot it aside for Novak. Gets to it. And it's played away off of Alvarez and out of bounds on the near side. So a throw in for the Rhinos. At the midfield line on the near side. Black long throw in up the left wing. But that's headed away. And the foul is called now on Menyonger. So it'll be a free kick for the Battery. Broadcasts are sponsored all year long by a lot of different and very important people. These sponsors will make these broadcasts possible all year long. World Gym, real gyms, real people, real results. Power Trip, taste the power. By the Harrow East Athletic Club on the web at harroweast.com. On across midfield. That's pushed forward by Alavano on the near wing and rolled to the outside by Todd. Underneath it, Bercoloni. Cross along the 18, knocked away by Falguda. Then tipped forward and checking back on the ball is Bonsu. Gives it off to Menyonger. His feet out to the 40 in the middle for Delicott. And up the near wing for Diallo. A return pass, Delicott along the near touchline. Being watched closely. Trying to turn away from Curran. The ball is back, picked off his foot and carried back by Karalexis. Turning from side to side, now spins it out near midfield, but Bonsu getting to it for the Rhinos. As at 45 yards out, Bonsu in the middle, a pass forward to Kramer. Looks to the outside as he turns up the right wing. Overlapping on the outside was Novak, but no room, and so Kramer plays it back toward the middle for Bonsu. A feed forward to Menyonger. Turns with the ball, but can't sneak through, and it's then popped high in the air coming down across midfield. Handed away by Palguda into the center circle, but turning back for Alvarez. On the midfield line, cross to the outside of the near wing for Vercalone. Out the right wing, Lines getting back in the way. Vercalone spins around, still controls. Giving it off to Alvarez. He'll drop it back in the center circle for Alaveno. And then he'll roll it along the midfield line on the far side for Corcoran. Turning, trying to get away from Kramer. Pass ahead, but off the leg of Kramer and out. Throw in across the way for the Battery. Charleston throw in. Into the middle. Drop back. Near midfield. And played all the way back to the keeper by Alaveno. Hudak just outside of his 18 stops it with the bottom of his right foot. Pushes it forward to Gores, plays it back in the middle. Hudak has to first time it away. Almost blocked there by Delicott. Could have been very costly. Comes out into the center circle, headed forward by Bonsu, but then volleyed right back to the midfield line. Bonsu grabbing onto the Gordon Chin. Gets called on the foul, and so it'll be a restart for the Battery from the midfield circle. Chin with a little complaint. He had turned and was headed upfield and had the play going, and the ref stopped the play. You can picture his point there. 28th minute. 1-0 in favor of the Battery. Gores missed last season with a broken leg returning. This is his first game of the season. The ball pushed along the middle on the Rhino 20 and into the middle, and Lyons will then draw it out to the midfield line. Diallo drops it off for Delicott. Turning back and turns it to the outside of the near wing for Black, approaching the midfield line. Turns toward the middle to get away from Vercalone. His pass toward the center circle for Bonsu. To the outside again along the near wing for Aaron Lyons. Goes long on the left wing side. Black overlapping. Chasing it down to the corner, but is kicked away. Up in the air. Comes down the end line. Headed back toward the middle on the 18. Not on his side by Delicott. Then a collision, and the ball rolls out of bounds off of Delicott. Throw in to the near side for the Battery from their own 25. 1-0 in favor of Charleston. 29th minute. Long throw in through midfield. Headed away on the near side by Palguda for Black. And Bonsu touching it across midfield for Lyons, but he runs into Karalexis and the ball deflected away. Taken back by the Battery to the outside, sliding in, tackled away by Black up the near wing, and then is booted through midfield into Rhino territory. That was skipping through. Todd on the near side, chasing after it, going to the end line, being watched down close by Birch. Here's a left-footed cross in foot. That one is missed by Kramer. Just barely over the top of his forehead out the other side. Far into the box, spinning around, trying to get away is Armstrong. As he battles with Novak. Roller on the 6-foot, booted away by Birch and off of the far wing, and Kramer then will play it out toward midfield. So the Rhinos dodging another bullet right there. As the ball played out of the near side, Menyonger up the left wing for Lyons on the attack and across the midfield line. One-on-one against Karalexis, turning toward the middle. Had it knocked away, turns back with the ball and gets away on the near side. Then he's turned back again. Drops it back to near midfield for Black. Rolls it off of the middle, Bonsu. Untouched, Palguda with the pass forward, but Karalexis steps into it. Chips it up in the air, comes down to the center circle. Blocked away by Todd and hammered high in the air downfield by Alaveno. Into the corner, Palguda after it. Chasing the corner along with the Charleston player, the ball out of bounds. That was Alvarez. Throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Nextel, Power Up, Best Volvo, where style, safety, and all-wheel drive come together. And by Auction Direct. For your next car, log on to auctiondirect.com. Throw in along the near wing, Lyons dropping it back. Take it in the corner. Black with the left foot, drives it out toward midfield. Again, it hits the wind and slows up, comes down near the midfield line, headed across the line by Delicott as he turned to the outside and bumping there with Karalexis. That is off of Delicott and out. Throw in for the Battery at midfield on the near side. That's into the middle. And coming up with it, Charleston will drop it back in the middle, taken there by Armstrong, drawing it forward down to the 25. Turns it to the right for Vercalone, spins it to the outside along the near end of the 18 to Chien and across down in front. And ball at the far end of the 6 and chased down there by Novak. Draws it outside the far end of the 18 with the right foot, drives it out through midfield. That one will spin out of bounds on the far side. Throw in at midfield for the Battery. Quick throw in Gores to Corcoran. Pass ahead. Armstrong spinning back to the outside again. Now chipped down inside the Rhino. However, that's offside as Alvarez was in behind. Offside against the Battery. Free kick for the Rhinos on their own 20. 31st minute now, and a 1-0 lead for the Battery, having scored back in the 4th minute. Long ball flighted through midfield by Chase Harrison. Headed up in the air, but gores up the back of Delicott, and so a foul is called, and the Rhinos will have the restart from 40 yards out near the middle. Bonsu on the near wing for Black on the free kick on the near side. Black draws it toward the middle, trying to get loose. Turns it down to the 25, to the 20, at the 18. Gets slowed up there. Delicott poking at it. Can't get it through. Bonsu settling the ball. Pops it up in the right wing out the far end of the 18 and chased down by Kramer. As he's watched closely to the end line. Here's a high cross through the box. Comes out the near side. Lines after getting to it. At the near touch line. Just barely able to keep it in. Then is booted away and up into the stands. And by Verkalani. It'll be a throw in for the Rhinos on the near side. Every time the ball is out, the Battery are saying to the ref, wait a minute, it went off of a Rochester player. That doesn't happen very often. These soccer players don't do things like that. Try and fool the referee. Referees can't be fooled. Everybody knows that. Throw in on the left wing side, deep in the corner. Out top to around the 20 for Black. On the left wing side, looking for the cross. Sends it down inside. That's flicked out the far wing by Palguda. A weak shot and a goal by Menyonger. Roller scooped up by Hudak, and he holds on. Well, the Rhinos get just their second shot of the game. Charleston with, as I have it now, 5-2 in shots. Off of the far wing and through midfield into Rhino territory. Chased back now by Burtz. As he's watched closely by Alvarez. And Burtz will lay it back to the keeper, Harrison. One touch forward on the near wing. Palguda ahead on the left wing side to Black. He'll roll it out across midfield for Lines, trying to escape. As he'll send it along the near touchline, the rolling ball chased down by Delicott. From 15 yards out, cross with the back, posted up in the air, coming down at his 8 is Hudak. Throws it off in the far wing. Well, the Rhinos trying to gain some pressure in the box, but getting a few balls in, but that's about it. Up with it now is Todd, rolling it forward. Burns, watch there, Alvarez on the return, give it go, shot in, is blocked away off the left hand of Harrison over the end line, a corner kick for the Battery. That was headed for the lower corner on the right side. On a nice shot by Alvarez, and this will be first corner of the match for the Battery. Off the right wing side, a right-footed kicker, out-swinging kick. Looks like Verkalani to take the kick. 1-0, 34th minute. Set to serve it up now. There's the indication from the ref to get it going. And here's a high kick right through the 6 far end and headed away by Delicott as the players bump and a foul is called. So it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos at their own 8. And goalkeeper Harrison throws it forward about 10 yards. Get all the territory you can. Waits for the players to move away, especially when you're kicking into a strong wind. Here's the boot from Harrison. Sends it this time through midfield, coming down at the Charleston 40. But it's booted right back into Rhino territory. Palguda chasing it back, and on his heels is Alvarez. Well, Guda just puts it up into the stands on the near wing, so it'll be a throw-in for the Battery from 25 yards out on the near side. Throw-in to be taken by Verkalani. Well, no, he's going to leave it there. Moving up will be Karalexis. 35th minute. Karalexis, the defender off the right wing side. High floater coming down around the 8th, then headed up in the air. Now as Harrison leaps in the air, pulls it down. Waits for the players to move away. Harrison backing up still. 1-0, Battery on top. Emmy scored back in the 4th minute. Harrison's second game as a Rhino. Or Scott Vallow played the first 2 and injured. On the midfield line, pushed forward by Bonsu, tipped to the outside, then booted through midfield. Up with it, Burtz nods it back across midfield. The flag on the near side is up in the air. It goes down as play continues and carried away by Novak out to the midfield line. Novak turns it back. Burtz in the middle, dropping it even further back around his own 35 for Palguda. He'll spin. Turns it off on the far wing once again for Burtz. To the outside, the right side defender. Novak dropping it back. And Burts this time goes long up the right wing. Delicott looking for the flick on, but that's bounced away and kicked across midfield by Gores. Kramer takes it. The Rhinos have it back. Lays it off in the center circle for Lyons, but picked off his foot. Carried away Vercolone, giving it to Alvarez, spinning around. Has it 45 yards out, dropping it back and pushed forward down by Alavenio for Vercolone. Turning it to the outside of the left wing and moving forward is Armstrong. Runs into Novak, goes down the ball, rolling toward the end line, and Burt's over to cover. Armstrong cross along the 6, comes out and hit it away on top. There's a shot way up over top of everything and out of play. That from 8 yards out directly in the middle. And trying to pick up who it was to put that one away. That's Todd who rocketed it out of the country. Goal kick for the Rhinos. 37th minute. And certainly the Battery have had the majority of chances. Could have scored about 3 by now. Unfortunately for the Rhinos, have but 1. Here's the kick through midfield. Coming down to the center circle. Headed back into Rhino territory and turning back for Palguda. Will nod it back inside. One hopper to Harrison. Waits for the players to move away. Other sponsors of these broadcasts include Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. Salvatore's, they deliver everything but babies. Also, Health Source Chiropractic, the official chiropractic for the Rochester Sports Group. Dr. Donald Dudley on the near wing and the throw-in. High floater through midfield. That's flicked forward. Palguda knocking it down. Alvarez on him. It deflects away. Palguda after it again. This time he's pushed down. And a free kick for the Rhinos from their own 20. 25. To be taken by Burts. Now, no, he's going to leave it there. And it'll be Harrison coming out to take the kick. Harrison waiting for the players to move downfield. And he should be able to put it across midfield this time, as he was about 30 yards out. Yeah, it comes down around the 35, flick forward. Gores heads it up in the air. He'll go after it again, nods it away on the near side. Menyonger steps in underneath it, turns it to the outside for Lyons, up the left wing, and across along the 6. Diallo couldn't reach it. That's up in the air, comes out around the 30. And Bonsu will drop it off at the far wing once again for Novak. Chips it down inside the 18. Headed away up the near side. Lyons after it. First time in. Off the post on the near side. The near post, and grabbed there by Hudak. Scoops it up, throws it away out the other side. Taken back by the Rhinos along the right wing. Kramer make that Novak on the attack at the far end of the 18. Then overruns the ball. Taken away by Armstrong. He'll lay it back near midfield. Burt stepping up. Challenging Alvarez for the ball along the far wing. And the play stops. Ball is out. Substitution coming up. John Ball will be coming in for the Rhinos. Ball will be in. They're calling for the substitution, but right now the referee can't see. Now he shades his eyes and says, hold up, and we'll have the substitution. Diallo will be coming out, and Ball is going in. So early substitution here in the 39th minute. Not sure if Diallo was injured or what. He seems to be walking all right. But Diallo is out, and Ball is in. He heads to the bench and sits down on the end of the bench. And trainer Dave DiPasquale picks up a jacket, hands it to him. Doesn't seem like he's too concerned about an injury or anything. So now the restart on the far side of the field. Ball delivered through midfield into Rhino territory. That's knocked down, and on the far wing underneath it goes Kramer. Comes away with the ball, plays it off into the center circle, drop back once again, lines to Bonsu across midfield, ball touching it to the outside for Kramer, and he's wiped out on a slide tackle, and the ball rolls out, that off of the Battery, a throw in for the Rhinos 35 yards out. 40th minute, 1-0 in favor of Charleston. Throw in, short to Bonsu, back to the outside again for Kramer, rolling it back across the midfield line, taken there. Pass by Burt through the center circle off of the near wing. One touch forward to the midfield line. Tipped across midfield. Palguda sliding in on the ball to knock it away, but the Battery coming up with it again. Pass forward to Karalexis, who goes down, and a foul is being called. Tangled up with Burts. Now the Battery coming over. Not sure exactly what they're wanting. Well, the foul is called. What else you want? So a free kick for Charleston. Ball placed by Armstrong. Oliveño standing behind, looking like he wants to take the kick. 1-0 in favor of the Battery. Two-man wall, 25 yards out. Armstrong with the left foot will serve it up. Down inside, one bouncer from the 6 down across the end line, and a goal kick for the Rhinos. Again, sponsors of these broadcasts, making these broadcasts possible all season long, includes Weigel's, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. Also Cintas, the service professionals. Discover what Cintas can do for your organization. Halftime, we'll be hearing from the new captain of the Rhinos, Kenny Burtz. Of course, with the captain Scott Vallow being out for the most of the year, if not all the year, the captain changed hands. Quick restart by the Rhinos, a little too quick. The whistle blows. Bring the ball back, do it all over again. Here we go again. And again, the Rhinos trying to gain yardage. Another whistle and another start. And ball takes one giant step back. It says, okay, is this where you want it? Ball placed now by Burtz. Just outside the center circle. Burtz long to the left wing side for Lines. In underneath it, blocks it off the chest, settles the feet. And the ball squirts loose, and they're taken by Lines. Battling Vercalone near the end line. Lines trying it down to the end line. Puts it off the foot of Vercalone and out. And the throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos off the near side of the field. That's the left wing side. Again, Burtz will move up for the throw in. 43rd minute now here at Blackbaud Stadium. 1-0 in favor of the Battery. Burtz takes the ball. Has it deep in the corner. Here's a lower throw in this time, not quite as deep. As the ball pushed high in the air on the near side and one bounce up into the stands. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos from 35 yards out. Burtz looking at the corner for the throw in. There he goes down inside the corner of the box. Foot forward by Delicott up in the air. It's drawn down at his 3 by Hudak. So the Charleston keeper has the ball. Hudak with the right foot. High floater through midfield, coming down all the way down around the Rochester 25, headed away by Palguda out to the center circle. Ball picks it up, rolls it to the outside on the near wing for Black. Long the left wing and spins it out through midfield. Headed again into Rhino territory. Turn to the outside, spinning around. Alvarez looking to get away. They'll roll it toward the middle. And checking back at the ball. Kramer takes it away and then plays it back to Novak. Has it at his own 30. Turns to get away from Armstrong and a feed forward to Kramer. Works the right wing side. Pass out in the center circle for Ball. Turns back, but he's taken down. Now stepping up Bunch, who knocked it away. But the Battery again able to drive it all the way down. And a couple of bounces inside the Rhino 18. Taken there by the keeper, Harrison. Rolls it outside the box. 44th minute. Chase Harrison. Actually was released by Real Salt Lake in February. 4 years at Virginia Tech. 79 games. 24 shutouts. 1.12 goals against average. Salt Lake picked him up in the MLS supplemental draft in 06. Turned up the right wing side. Rhinos looking for the cross. Far into the 18. Here's a left-footed cross by Ball down through the middle. And that's booted away out top of the 35. Bonsu heads it forward to the 18, but knotted outside again by the Battery. Off of the near wing, chased down and brought forward. Up the right wing side. To near midfield, spun back in the middle by Chin. Oliveño turns it to the outside for Vercalone. He'll then with the left foot sends it out into the center circle. Taken there by Chin, looks to the outside and pass off to Armstrong. Off the left wing side into Rhino territory. Has it down to 25, back in the middle. Here's a right-footed boot in, but way wide left over the end line. And a goal kick for the Rhinos. 45th minute now. 1-0. Charleston on top. Ball placed at his 6 by Harrison. Takes a look downfield. Still has the sun shining in his eyes. That's to his left. With the right foot. Sends it out to midfield. It comes down right at the midfield line. As they battle for it in the center circle, there's 1 minute of stoppage time. Out of the near wing, Lines pushing it to the outside, then he's run off the ball, and it's carried away by the Battery. Up the near wing, Chin looking for a crossing pass, sends it down, one bounce inside the 18, and Harrison out to scoop it up. Takes it, gets to the ball first. Harrison directing traffic. Clock is stopped. 1 minute of additional time, and Harrison then will send a low kick out through midfield. Gets a little more distance on it this time. Could be down around the 35. Hit it back into the middle. Moving in to push it forward. Black off the bottom of the crate. Turns it to the outside. Ahead his Lines up the left wing. Sliding in to block it away. Alexis knocks it out. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. 25 yards out. Quick throw into Bonsu. As he gets tangled up. Ball taken away. Stepping in, wanting to take it back. Grabs onto Chin, pulls him down. No call made. The ball back across midfield. Center circle taken by Burtz. Had it deflected away by Todd, but the Rhinos still have it. John Ball with it from the midfield line. Long feed forward, but blocked away at the 18. And Gore spins with the left foot as the whistle blows. And there's the signal to end the first half of play. So we have completed a half. One half complete here at the Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston. And so far, it's been pretty much all Charleston in this game as the Rhinos not getting their legs moving here very well thus far. We'll see what they can do in the second half. But we've completed a half at Blackbaud Stadium. And so far, it's Charleston Battery 1 and the Rochester Rhinos nothing. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston as we have completed one half of play. And so far, it belongs to the Battery in this one, leading 1-0 at the half. The first half statistics are brought to you by Time Warner. Get all-in-one digital cable, Roadrunner, and digital phone. One simple package, one low price. And one goal scored in that first half, and that in the 4th minute. Gordon Chin with his first of the year, assisted by Vercaloni. And that gave the Battery a 1-0 lead. The ball placed in the upper left corner. And Charleston out to a 1-0 lead and held on from there the rest of the first half. In fact, had a couple of opportunities to score more. Could have maybe had a couple more, but a crossbar and another near miss and a nice save by Harrison on one. And so it remained 1-0, and that's where we are at the half. Same as last game, and the Rhinos came back in the second half to tie it up against Vancouver. See if they're able to at least do that here again tonight. In the first half of play, unofficial statistics, I had 7 shots for the Battery and 3 for the Rhinos. The corner kicks, 1 for Charleston and none for Rochester. Each team offside twice in that first half of play, so that again the unofficial statistics for the first half. 1 goal scored, Chin with Vercaloni assisting. We'll be back to talk with the captain this year of the Raging Rhinos, and we'll do that next. So stick with us for more from Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston. At the half, it's the Battery leading 1-0, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Blackbaud Stadium here in Charleston, a 1-0 lead for the Battery over the Rhinos after one half of play. Tonight's intermission interview brought to you by Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. And talking with Kenny Burtz in his second year with the Rhinos. Let me clarify something here. You might hear some background announcements like on flights coming up and stuff like that, because I sat down with Kenny at the airport between flights in the Atlanta airport and talked to him, so that's what the announcements are in the background. Talking again with Kenny Burtz. Asked him first of all to assess what has gone on so far this early in the season. How is he feeling about things?
Pretty good. For myself personally, I'm feeling good. Body feels great. Got a really good outlook on the season right now. Excited about the fact that we got our games kind of rolling now, and we'll get a little bit of a pattern and some consistency and just playing. Feeling strong about this team. There's a lot of good things going on. Got a lot of young guys. We got a good blend of young guys and some experienced guys. A lot of hard-working guys, and as we get these more games, we're gonna get the more experience, and the team's is really coming together, and we're gonna show some good things.
No longer a rookie, so now you know what's going on. Do you feel better about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Last year was, especially going into some of these, away games, not really knowing what to expect. I felt it was kind of a good thing for me last year because I didn't really know what to expect, so I didn't have any sort of pregame hype or anything like that. I just kind of went out and played. But it is good to have that first year out and to know what these teams are like, what some of the foreign players, these other opposing players are like, and just what it takes to play at this level. So definitely comfort level and confidence is definitely even much higher.
Right now, it's only your second year, so you're still a very young player. But now with the loss of Scott Vallow as the captain of this team, you've been elevated to the rank of captain, if you will, of this team. Were you surprised by the selection?
A little bit. Obviously you don't really see it that often for a guy my age, and if you want to say for years of experience, I obviously don't have many. I've only got the one, so you don't really see that very often. But Coach came up and we announced it to the team and talked to me afterwards, and he just sees me as being a very strong leader on the field, and that's just the way I try to be. Val had his band was our captain on the field, and I tried to just help back him up with that, and being another vocal guy and by example and just by leadership on the field, and I'm definitely honored that Coach has felt the confidence in me to get that job done with to have the that position.
Do you feel that extra pressure at all?
Not really. I think beforehand, I think guys saw me as a leader on the field. Obviously, it's a little more publicly viewed now, especially maybe to fans and whatnot. But I'm not trying to really put too much pressure on myself. Just trying to do the same thing I've done, last year and all the way up to leading to this point. So I don't really try to put too much pressure on myself from that. This new position.
Have you been a captain before?
I have. I was definitely captain, out of Maryland. Captain on some youth club teams, but obviously never. This is definitely the highest ranking spot that I've held as far as captain wise.
Talking with Kenny Burch, the captain and defender for the Rhinos. We'll continue the conversation in a moment. Again, we're at the half here at Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston, and the Battery leading 1-0. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Blackbaud Stadium here in Charleston. It is a 1-0 lead for the Battery over the Rhinos after one half of play. And talking with Kenny Burch, I asked to compare this year's team with last year's.
I think this year we have a much more cohesive team. I think everybody's kind of more on the same page. I think last year we had a few guys that aren't here this year that kind of were out for themselves, and sometimes their attitude kind of showed that, and negatively it's kind of spread to other guys. And I think this year kind of everybody's on the same page. Everybody's got the right mindset. Everybody works extremely hard and they want to play, but everybody wants to support each other and wants the best for the team as well.
So even with that, you went to the championship game last year. You must be expecting pretty big things from the team this year again, huh?
Absolutely. We have a core group of guys, especially that played in that championship game, that are back. Core group of guys that are experienced. That were all here last year, and then we had some good talent and some good characters this year. So there's no reason why we shouldn't get back to that game and actually pull it off this year.
All right, there's defender Kenny Burch, and now the captain of the Rhinos, and fine young man he is, a great leader I think he will be. About to get underway in the second half here at Blackbaud Stadium in Charleston. It's a 1-0 lead for the Battery over the Rhinos at the half, and again, this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. About to get going here in the second half of play. It is a 1-0 lead for the Battery over the Rhinos. And now the Rhinos will be shooting at the net to my right. Chase Harrison will be in goal down to my left. Hudak will have a little bit of the sun in his eyes. All right, I think that Scott Valla was going to make his way up here in the second half. I see him looking up here to see if he can see where I'm at, but I don't know if he's going to make it up or not. Couldn't spot me. That's because I'm so small. Hiding inside this booth here. So I don't think he's going to make it up. Would have been nice to have a conversation with him. But anyway, we'll get underway here in the second half of play as the Rhinos will take the kickoff. And again, shooting the net to my right. Looking for substitutions to see Ray Martinez is in. And the right outside midfield spot. Menyonger looks like he's moving up front along with Delicott. And here we go now to start the second half of play. So Martinez is in. And trying to pick the player that is out. Looks like it might be Danny Kramer. Ball played back down to the Rochester 25 in the middle. Talguda rolls it to the outside of the near wing for Novak. He'll dummy it through to Martinez along the near wing and a return past Novak up the right wing and across midfield. Trying to sneak it through. Watched closely by Alavano. Pops up in the air. Novak again with a boot on the ball, and that's played across midfield into Rhino territory. Burch then will volley it forward. Bonsu tips it up the right side. A little bit too much tip on it. It's up into the stands and out of play. Throw in on the near side for the Battery. Taken by Corcoran from his own 40 on the near wing, and a long throw in through midfield. Laid away, bouncing back to Novak. Tries the center circle, but stepping in to steal it right back his chin. And the Battery have the ball on their own end. It's Karalexis long to the right wing side. Ball, a couple of bounces to the 18, headed back inside by the Rhinos. Talguda to the keeper, Harrison. Well, again, Ray Martinez checking in here in the second half. And Danny Kramer is out. And at this point, the only substitution I see. Ball across midfield, headed in the air, taken down Delicott, whistle to stop play. And we'll have a restart from the 35, the Charleston 35. Foul is actually called on Gores. Gave a little extra shot with the elbow. The referee coming back to spot the ball close to about 40 yards out. Well, the Rhinos have the wind at their back here in the second half of play. Official stats have the Battery out shooting Rochester 7-4 in the first half. 3 saves for Hudak and 1 for Harrison. Long chip down inside, hit ball up over top. High Delicott coming in off the left wing side. Don't make that Burks with the head ball. Headed it a few feet high over the crossbar and a nice service. So a goal kick for Hudak. Other stats on the official sheet: 10 fouls against Charleston and 9 against the Rhinos. 2 offsides against each team. 1 corner for each team. Through midfield, headed out on the near wing. That was sneaking by Delicott up the right side. Menyonger trying to draw it forward. Overlapping is Martinez. Menyonger turns it off on the near wing. At the near corner of the 18, drops it to the corner. And picked up there. Martinez across on the 6. Tipped in but knocked away out top. Booted up in the air. Coming out to on the near side. And 1 skip out of bounds. Novak with a throw in on the near side of the field for the Rhinos. Now into the 48th minute. On the near wing, Novak keeps it in play. Menyonger up, couldn't quite reach it. Take it away. Chin for the Battery on the near side. Pass by Alamanu in the middle to Todd trying to get loose. Knocked away by Ball. Bansu on the field. Couldn't control. That's booted away. Deflected out to the midfield line and taken by Alvarez. Turns, trying to get away from Ball. Drops it off on the near side. Stepping in, left-footed delivery downfield. Palguda with a touch on the short hop. Sends it out into the center circle, and the Rhinos have it back. Lyons tries the left wing side to Black. Return pass to the midfield line for Lyons. Turns, he's watched by Alvarez, and the return pass on the left side. Black can't get to it in time. Played through into Rhino territory. Stepping in underneath the Palguda now with the left foot, sends it through midfield. Volleyed back toward the midfield line. Spinning, trying to get away his Chin. Being chased there by Bansu. And sneaks the ball through, but getting to it first will be Palguda. Turns it back, now sends it to the outside. That's Burt's rather, and rolls it to the outside on the near wing. It'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Battery. Corcoran to take it, 35 yards out, goes to the near corner of the 18. Trying to get loose on top. Todd with a back heel, but that's blocked away, and the Rhinos recover the ball momentarily. Deflected away by Ball, as Martinez then drops it back for Ball and turns it to the outside again on the right wing for Ray Martinez. Pass midfield to Menyonger. Has it, and he stepped on the ball, went down, gets back up, still has it. Johnny Menyonger working the right wing side. Turns it to the outside for Martinez. Down to the 20. Return pass. Give and go to Menyonger. Roller out on top. Hands turning now. Lyons trying to get it to the left foot. Can't to it. Bounce it out top for Ball. At 16. Turns with the left foot. Takes a shot, but that's about 100 miles wide left of the net. Out over the end line and a goal kick for the Battery. 50th minute. And a 1-0 lead for the Battery. Just getting going here in the second half. Hudak with the right foot. Serves it up through midfield. Coming down to the center circle. Headed across midfield by Bansu. Martinez got the right toe on it, but that's off the outside of his foot. Deflected away and up into the stands. Throw it in midfield. Corcoran on the near side. Into Rhino territory as they tie up along the near wing. Battle there. Novak and Armstrong. And the whistle stops play. Referee telling Novak to back off. Corcoran looks like he'll take the kick. Armstrong also there. On the near side of the field, 40 yards out. Corcoran now moves away, so Armstrong getting ready to serve it up here. Left-footed kicker. Sends it low, and that's booted away by Ball out near midfield. On a volley high upfield into the Rhino end of the field, coming down about the 20. That's headed away, then booted by Black out in the center circle. Knotted forward again. Line shanked it away on the near wing, and it's headed forward. As the offside flag is in the air, and behind was Alvarez, offside, and the Rhinos will have the free kick from their own 25. Harrison out to take the kick. Long service through midfield. Coming down at the Charleston 25, headed away. Return volley by Delicott. That's settled at the 20 by Lyons with the whistle to stop play. Foul was called on Menyonger. So a free kick now for the Battery from their own 20. These two teams will meet in Rochester on June 17th. Battery will be coming to Rochester on June 17th. With the right foot, that's set out through midfield into Rhino territory. Headed away by Palguda near midfield. Line spinning around, gets tied up, and the ball taken back by Charleston. Moving forward, Alavenio being chased behind by Ball. Alavenio rolls it to the outside of the near wing for Armstrong. Off the left wing, watch one-on-one with Novak. A high cross through the box, out the far end. Stopped at the far end of the box. Battery looking for another cross, but that's put out over the end line. That is off of the Rhinos defender, Black, and so it'll be a corner kick for Charleston. Corner for the Battery. This off the right wing side, the far side of the field. '52nd minute. Crowd making some noise. Been fairly quiet, even though their team is in the lead. Here's the service in the box. Hit ball, and 2 feet over top of the crossbar. Header in, just put high. So a goal kick for the Rhinos. 53rd minute, 1-0 lead for Charleston. And the only goal coming in the game was way back in the 4th minute. For the fans that hardly had a chance to find a seat, the ball was in the back of the net. Harrison with the right foot sends it out through midfield, coming down to the Charleston 40, headed back into Rhino territory, blocked there. Novak up the right side to Martinez across the midfield line. Turning back, watched by Armstrong, then he puts it off the leg of Alvarez and out, so it'll be a throw-in on the near side of the field for the Rhinos from 40 yards out. Martinez short on the throw-in to Menyonger. Turns toward the middle, trying to get away from Corcoran. Drops it on top for Bonsu. And then he'll switch it off on the left wing side. That's headed up in the air. Lines turning back to the ball, trying to spin it away from Bercoloni, and does. Turns it to the outside on the far wing for Black. Looking back toward the middle. Shirley Black drops it back at the midfield line. Palguda out the left side to Lines. Tried to sneak it through, but blocked away back near midfield. Now Palguda moving up. We'll left footed along the far wing. It's rolling along the touchline deep to the far corner. Here's a cross down along the 6, but tipped away. Out top, Menyonger stops it at the 18, turns, trying to get a crack at it with the right foot. Can't do it as it's poked away by Alavenio and sent out to midfield. Stepping in underneath it, Novak on the near wing. Turns, trying to get away from Alvarez, drops it back. Burtz has it there to the outside again along the near wing for Novak. Across the midfield line, rolls it up the near touchline for Martinez. Got away from him off his right foot over the touchline. A throw in for the Battery from their own 30 on the near side. 54th minute and a 1-0 Charleston lead. Rhinos losing the first game of the season. Then came back and won the second game. That one at Miami. Then the third game tied Vancouver on Friday. And now into the fourth game. A Battery looking for their first win of the season, a loss and a tie so far. The loss here to Montreal. Carried upfield, dropped back in the middle, spinning around, play back toward midfield. Battery with a tie in the opener on the season against Minnesota. Push to the outside in the far wing. That game against Montreal was 3-2 in favor of the Impact. Up the far wing, down to the 18. Back heel by Todd, but turning back in behind to block it away as Black sends it off the far wing. Out toward midfield, settled there, Karalexis. Pass down across field on the near side. Armstrong from 20 out. Sneaks it inside the box. Give and go. Alavenio, or make that Oliveira. And make that Alvarez. Back to Armstrong, rolls out over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Battery. Second corner of the half, third of the match. Low, out high on the service from the corner. Back to the outside again for Armstrong. Tried to cross in front, but blocked away by Lines up into the stands. Throw it on the near side for the Battery from 15 yards out. 56th minute. Taking the throw in is Corcoran. Backs up, takes a look. Now here's the throw-in, going short into the box, headed away by Palguda out the near wing and out of bounds. Another throw-in, this time from 20 yards out. Corcoran will take it also. Chris Corcoran, 24-year-old from Marshfield, Massachusetts. Waiting the throw-in, and here it is, short into the 18. Palguda gets a foot on it to pop it up in the air out of the near side. The bouncing ball coming along the near touchline. Half-volley kick ahead by Gores, but headed away by Bonsu of the Rhinos. And off of the far wing, chased down. Turning back for it, Vercoloni drops it off at the midfield line for Karalexis. They'll then first time it down to the Rhino 20 as they bump there, and the bump is called against the Battery. As Palguda was bumped and a foul was called. Free kick for the Rhinos. Turned to the outside of the far wing by Novak. To Black and a pass ahead. And is 25. Valguda back to the outside for Shirley Black. Ball on the left wing side, sends it through midfield, but headed into Rhino territory. Knocked down to midfield, and Bonsu steps up, and he'll volley it away and downfield. 2 bounces down inside the 18, grabbed by Hudak. Holds on to it. Dusty Hudak with the right foot will drive it out through midfield, coming down to the center circle. Handed back across midfield by Bonsu. Ball dumped off the ball, but Bonsu plays it off the near wing, and now the Rhinos on the attack. Martinez on the right side, sneaks it along to the 20 for Menyonger. Here, corner of the box, roller in for the far post. He scores! Kenny Menyonger sends it in for the back post. Hits the post to the far side, in the net, and the Rhinos sneak it through and tie this game up at 1. Menyonger puts it away as Rochester scores in the 57th minute. Now Menyonger, with his first of the season, it bounced under the right hand of Hudak and then off the back post and in the net. Looked like Hudak would have that one or would even sneak wide, but he got a hand on it, knocked it down. It seemed like it spun toward the post, hit the post and went in. So Menyonger now with a goal and an assist on the season. And we're even up at 1 apiece. All flighted down into Rhino territory, out of bounds on the near side. So Rochester, as they have it leading in shots in this half, 3-1. But the Battery leading in shots in the first half, 7-4. Now a foul is called on the Rhinos. A push, Delicate talking with the referee, but doesn't get anywhere, of course. 58th minute, even at 1. Corcoran. He'll take the kick with the right foot. High floater down inside the 18. Harrison up in the air, punches it away out to about the 30. That's up in the air, and Lines are make that block moving up, heads it up the left wing side for Lines. Cross midfield, and Younger is bumped off the ball, and turning back for it go the Battery, and the whistle is blown as Menyonger was dumped, and a foul is called on Charleston. It'll be a free kick for the Rhinos, 40 yards out off the left wing side. So a brand new game now, even up at 1. Dropped off Lines. Black plays it up the right wing side, tipped down inside, we're moving in. Menyonger with a shot, but put it out over the end line. I'm not sure that might have been kicked out by the defender. No, evidently it was Menyonger because it is a goal kick. All right, so another shot opportunity for the Rhinos, but missed the frame. Hudak placing the ball, sets it with the right foot, drives it out through midfield. Coming down just across the midfield line, flick forward by Lavenio. Nodded way by Bonsu to ball. The Rhinos have it off on the near side to Martinez. On the right wing, chips it off into the middle. Delicate chasing, but Gores gets to it with the left foot and sends it off the near wing. Knocked down, and then short hop on the ball, chips it out to midfield. Moving in, Birch tying up, taking down Alvarez. Play goes on. The Rhinos have it. Along the near wing, Martinez trying to sneak in behind Corcoran, who turns back and takes the ball away. Corcoran spins. The right foot puts it out into the middle. As bumping there, Alvarez and Bonsu. And the play is batted away, and getting it again, Birch gets it right back and sends a long pass through, but no help there as Delicate had stopped his run. It's down inside the 18, grabbed by Hudak. 60th minute, even at 1 here in Charleston. Hudak with the right foot, drives it out through midfield, off on the near side, headed up in the air, nodded to the outside again along the near wing. It was out of bounds, so a throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. This will be from about 40 yards out, or approaching midfield. Martinez gains a little territory and then takes the long throw in, but he missed the field. Puts the long, doesn't even get it on the field. Well, the Rhinos are still arguing about it. And the Rhinos wanted to take it over again, but the referee says, I don't think so. All right, cross midfield into the center circle. Headed in the air, stepping in Bonsu, tying up there. And the ball taken away by Lines for Bonsu through the circle and off on the near side. Martinez turning it up the right wing. Pass along the near side for Delicate at the near touchline. Return pass on the give and go to Ray Martinez. Slide tackle and taken down Martinez by Armstrong. And the foul is called. Martinez strolling on the ground, then he reaches up, says, here, you knock me down, now pick me up. So free kick for the Rhinos. The referee coming over to talk to the linesman. And to see if maybe there will be... it looks like there might be a card coming out. It is the yellow card being issued to Armstrong. That of the 62nd minute. Boy, I was really looking because all I could see in his hand was the red card. He had the yellow one on the bottom, I guess. So Armstrong, in the 62nd minute, draws the caution. Let's say that was not very strong for a red card. But all right, so the restart for the Rhinos, 15 yards out off the right wing side, and Aaron Lyons, left-footed kicker, about to put the ball in play. Two-man wall at the 18. Lyons for the back post. Up in the air. Hudak head ball. Kicked off the line. That was headed back in front by the Rhinos, but kicked off the line. And they are pointing at the goal, saying, what's going on here? Delicott talking to the referee. I think maybe the Rhinos are wondering if the ball had actually crossed the line or not. They checked with the linesman. So anyway, it's a goal kick now and why that happens I'm not sure, but anyway, it's Hudak with the kick through midfield. Coming down the midfield line, Martinez heads it forward, look back at the center circle and away with it Bonsu. Turns it upfield, watch closely, lays it to the open left wing side, running onto the ball is Line, drawing it toward the end line as he gets tied up there with Karalexis, now double teamed and the ball knocked out. Throw in for the Rhinos, 10 yards out off the left wing side. Lines, looking at the sun, goes short on the throw in, gets a return pass. He bothered there, still has it, spinning around, trying to get away, still has it, double team, drops it back along the far side for Black, and he'll send it down into the box, but headed away by Oliveño. Off of the far wing once again. That's headed away and up into the stands. Throw in for the Rhinos, 35 yards out. 63rd minute, and even up at 1. Battery scored in the 4th minute. Rhinos answered here in the 57th minute. Goal by Johnny Menyonger. Throw into Lines, turn back to the outside. Up in the air, now drawn away. And the Battery sprinting back with the ball. Not sure if there was an assist announced on that goal or not. On that Rochester goal. See if we can find out. Drop back inside the Rhino 18. Harrison has a roll down to the 6th and has to quickly play it away before Alvarez can get to it. That's booted forward again. Down to the Rochester 35, but tipped aside and getting the right foot on it. Birch will send it all the way downfield. 2 bounces inside the 18 and picked up on the hop by Hudak. 64th minute. Here's the keeper with a long kick downfield. Coming down around the Rochester 40. Blocked forward out to near midfield on the near side and carried in over the line by Corcoran. Off the left wing, being chased there. Trying to get away from Novak. Rolls it down inside the 18, but tipped aside, and the whistle to stop play. It's offside once again against the Battery. So a restart for the Rhinos. Another offside against Charleston. I don't know if we can find out if there was an assist on that Rochester goal. Free kick for the Rhinos. Harrison with the right foot. Sends it out through midfield. It's headed back toward the midfield line. Bonsu to nod it aside. Novak will lay it back in his own side of midfield. DeBurse chasing it down at his 25, and he'll just roll it back to Harrison. First time's it away. Out to midfield. Up in the air, Oliveño dropping it back center circle. Got away from Lines and recovered by the Battery. As they run into Bonsu, and the ball knocked away. Carried upfield by Martinez. No assist. Thank you. Cross midfield, but the foul was called and a free kick for the Rhinos. Ball to take the restart. 65th minute. Ball looks it over. Delicott. Lines. Falguda down along the 18. All the big guys like Menyonger are there. Long kick, low drive kick, back heel through by Bonsu, but it's cleared away off the near side. Getting to it, Martinez rolls it on the outside for Ball, looking for the cross. Here the end line, he dribbled it off a foot, and it rolls to the end line, still kept in play. Turning back for it, Armstrong in the corner. Rolls to the corner and drawn away out of the corner and pushed off the near side. As they battle for it along the near touchline, knocked out off of Alvarez. And so it'll be a foul being called on Novak, who grabbed onto Alvarez. So a free kick for the Battery from their own 35. Substitution. No, I thought that was Chin coming out, getting a drink. And headed for the bench to get a drink. He was not subbing in. Off of the near wing and a pass to Chin at the near corner of the 18 with the right foot. Drives it in. Just missed the upper corner and the wide side. He couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 inches outside the post in the upper right side. Wow. It bent in almost under the crossbar. Nice shot by Chin. So, as the Rhinos dodge the bullet there, it'll be a kick for Harrison. With the right foot, sends it out through midfield. Flick forward. That's knotted up in the air again. Moving in, Delicott. Back first, bowls over the Charleston player. Comes down on top of it. And the referee pointing at Delicott saying, that's not a good idea to be doing stuff like that. He went up in the air and he got spun around and came in back first, knocking the Charleston player down. Looking like one of those big wrecking balls. Out to near midfield. Corcoran up the left wing side, but put it right to Novak. Rhinos take it back, and then Novak puts it off the leg of Chin and out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in on the near side for the Rhinos across midfield for Bonsu. Trying to get loose from Chin. As he slows it up, turns it to the outside along the near touchline for Martinez. 20 yards out, now rolls it deep in the right wing corner for Menyonger, and Gore is watching him. Menyonger now being double-teamed. Rolls it back out to the 20 for Martinez. As he turns and looks, spins it to the outside, still has it. Gives it off to Menyonger. Working toward the end line, turns back still, trying to get away from Armstrong. To the outside of the near wing for Novak, and sliding in is Todd to block it away and out. And that off of Todd to throw in for the Rhinos, 25 yards out on the near side. Martinez, he's going to leave the ball there for Novak. Now Novak going deep to the end line, but Novak blocked away, couldn't get to it, and is taken away in the corner by Corcoran. Left puts it up the near side. Bird's tying up with Todd, and Todd sends it out across midfield. Now Gouda now stepping in to take it away as Black. Turns it to the outside, and Burt's across midfield on the near side for Martinez. Knocked it down with the shoulder. But they say, no, it's a handball. And so the whistle stops play, and a restart for the Battery from their own 40 on the near side. The referee says, as Armstrong trying to make the throw-in out of the midfield line, the referee with a smile on his face says, no, back it up. Besides, it's not a throw-in. You're paying attention to the game. 69th minute, even at 1. Corcoran with the right foot. Low kick through midfield. And he puts it out of bounds. Missed the field also. Throw in for the Rhinos from down around their own 30 on the near side. Menyonger scoring for the Rhinos in the 57th minute to level the table here. His first goal of the season to add to 1 assist so far. Drawn back, played back by Corcoran inside the box to Hudak. And the keeper has the ball with the right foot. Sends it out into the center circle, but Bonsu's right underneath it. They headed forward. Lines couldn't get to it. It's booted the other way down into Rhino territory. Up they go, trying to get loose. Novak pushing it ahead. Burt's up the right side, and that turn to the outside gets away. So a throw in on the near side for the Battery. Taken away by Martinez on the throw-in. It's tied up, knocked loose. Stepping in, Bonsu chips it ahead across midfield for Ball. Through the center circle, along the left wing side for Menyonger. Turns it ahead, sends it up the open left wing for Lines. Crossing the 18, but blocked away out over the end line by Carol Alexis. Creating the corner kick for the Rhinos. Rochester's second corner of the night. Moving over, Menyonger will take the corner kick off the left wing side. 70th minute now, even at 1. Menyonger, right-footed kicker, shading his eyes. It's about, there's only a couple of spots where the sun is shining, but that's one of them. Service into the box, and Hudak out at his 3, pulls it down. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Phoenix Graphics for all your printing needs. Also Food Lake, Abundance Shared, and by the Farish Group. The best seat in the house is in your Farish apartment. See them all at farish.com. On the near wing, pass toward the middle. Chin backheel, giving it off Armstrong. Out to the outside again for Chin up the left wing. He chased there by Ball. Sliding in to tackle the ball away is Novak, but it's out of bounds. So a throw in for the Battery. Rhino territory on the near side, 35 yards out. Corcoran going for the throw in, near corner of the A-team, headed in the air, and then Bonsu in underneath it, heads to the side. Martinez with a head ball to Ball off the near side, and it's booted away and out by Gores. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos. Quickly Martinez long throw in across midfield, but again booted into the stands by Corcoran. Another throw in for Rhinos, this time across midfield. Ball with the throw in. Into the middle for Delicott. Goes out to the left wing side. Breaking inside the far end of the 18 is Line. Stops the ball. Trying to get away, but it's then kicked off his foot by Kern and brought away by the Battery. Upfield. Pushed to the outside by Olavenue, but the Rhinos take it away. Black on the left wing for Lines. Drops it back for Black. As he works toward the middle. For Bonsu, turns back, being grabbed onto by Olavenue, slides in and kicks the ball away, brought upfield now by the Battery. Alvarez on the attack. They'll roll it through to the outside of the right wing, carried down inside by by Todd. Sneaks it through, and Burt's on the return side of the pass, kicks it away out the far end of the box. A chip down inside again, and played it over top of everybody, out the near end, and backcourt is Martinez. 72nd minute. Ball brought away by the Rhinos. Johnny Ball with it into the center circle for Lines. Pass forward, one touch to Menyonger. Turns to his left to get away from Gores. And long up the left wing side. Running onto the ball goes Shirley Black. On the left wing down to the 20. Fossil on the 18, but not enough on it as it's taken away by Curran. And the ball recovered by the Battery. Pass forward. Brought away by Charleston. Into the middle. Olavenue in the center circle. Sneaks the ball forward. Todd with it there, but his pass stepping in to take it away is Burt's. Drops it back for Palguda. Turns it ahead out toward midfield for Lines. Drops it to the outside again for Shirley Black. Plays it back. Palguda stepping up to the outside for Lines, approaching midfield on the far side. Into the middle for Bonsu. Got by him. And the ball recovered by the Battery. Olavenue rolls it through the center circle off of the near wing. Chin moving up the left wing side. Turns back in the middle, 40 yards out to Olavenue to the center circle. Plays it off on the right side for Alexis moving up from the midfield line. His feet forward to Chin. One touch on the give and go, but nobody there, and it stays down, rolling down inside the 18 where it's taken by Harrison. More sponsors of these broadcasts this season include Free Time Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide. The Distillery, now open in Greece at Ridge Road and 390. By Dodge, grab life by the horns. That's Dodge. Carried forward by the Battery. In the middle, 40 yards out. Dropped back at the midfield line on the near side. Corcoran up the left wing. Sneaks it by Delicata. Hit for Chin. To the outside of the left wing, down near the end line. After goes Armstrong. Low cross into the box. It's kicked away along the 6. Comes out top. Chipped up over top of the crossbar. Chipped up over top. Another golden opportunity for Charleston, as they've had many in this game. Put over top of the bar by Vercalone. So a goal kick for the Rhinos. Harrison placing the ball at a 6. 74th minute, even at 1. And Harrison takes a look downfield with the right foot, boots it away. Lighted through midfield, coming down to the Charleston 40, then headed back to the midfield line for Armstrong. As he's watched closely by Novak, Armstrong sends it through, and turning back goes Birch as the ball rolls down inside the 18. Harrison couldn't get to it in time, so had to kick it away as it didn't come through in the box. Into the center circle, taken by Bonsu. Plays it to the open left wing, and running onto the ball is Aaron Lines. Alexis watching in, down to the 35, but turns back with the ball, drops it off at midfield. Black going long on the left wing side to make that Palguda, but that's picked off by the Battery. Chin turns it to the outside. Right across the midfield line on the far side. Drop back at midfield for Chin. Turning to get away from ball. Then he'll play it back. Taken there by Alexis, dropping it back for Kern. And then he'll turn it back to Hudak. Moving out. First time. Ball then heads to the side off of the far wing. Menyonger turning back as that's booted in the air in the far wing. And Chin drawing it, settling at the feet. Bringing the ball ahead, and a pass on the near wing is booted out through midfield. Stepping up is Palguda. Chips it the other way, and big bounce down inside the 18, grabbed by Hudak. 75th minute, even at 1. Hudak with the right foot. High floater through midfield. Coming down, actually ran into that brick wall, the wind wall once again. It comes down the center circle. Delicate pass on the outside of the near wing for Martinez. He'll roll it toward the middle. Delicate dummied it through, but couldn't catch up to the ball on the other side. It's taken away by the Battery. Chin spinning around at his own 30. Turns back with the ball. Still watched by Delicate to the outside, giving it off to Corcoran. Return pass. Chin drawing it forward to the outside along the near wing for Armstrong, approaching midfield. Now long service up the left wing side, and Birch is underneath it. Turns, kicks it away, but blocked forward by Armstrong off the chest. In the middle, to the 40, to the 35. Taken down by John Ball. Foul is called, and a free kick for the Battery. 40 yards out, a little bit to the left of center. Substitution coming up. Checking into the match is Aaron King of the Battery. King is in, and Chin is out. No, wait a minute. Chin just coming over for... Keeps fooling me. Just coming over for a drink of water. That is Todd that is coming out. Michael Todd is out, and Aaron King is in here in the 77th minute. So first sub of the match for the Battery. Looks like we'll see Sievers coming in for the Rhinos here momentarily. Around the kick. 30 yards, make it 35 yards out. And a little bit to the left of center. Here's Armstrong, turns it to the outside of the right wing, moving in. Now Lavegna's shot blocked away at the 18, and Bonsu carries it upfield. And he's pushed off the ball, is taken back, and chipped up the right side. Moving in, King on the far wing, gets a shot away, roll along the line, is booted away. Off of the near side into the stand. So the shot, Harrison got a hand on it, he rolled it along the goal line, maybe about 2 feet outside the goal line, rolling across the goal mouth and getting to it to kick it away and up into the stands. The Rhinos, Novak, I think it was. But another great opportunity for the Battery. Throw in on the near side of the field, 5 yards out. Delicott is off. Sievers is in for the Rhinos here in the 78th minute. So Delicott, who's been sick all week with some kind of a stomach ailment, 78 minutes here tonight, which might have been more than they expected. Did a good job. Throw in on the near side. This 20 yards out. And the referee down a discussion along the goal line. As some of the players pushing, jockeying for position. Still some pushing going on. And here's the service into the box, but that's headed away out top. Booted away, but then a tip in. Punched up over top of the crossbar by Harrison. From the 18, Lavegna spins with the left foot, gets a shot away. And it was dipping under the crossbar, but Harrison punched it up over the bar. Another shot for the Battery. Another corner kick for Charleston. Off the left wing side. 79th minute. And the Battery starting to pressure again. Right-footed kicker off the left wing side. In-swinger into the box. Headed away out the near side again. And out over the end line. Another corner. Can't tell for sure. I think it might be Armstrong taking the corner. There's the kick. This time for the back post. Harrison up in the air. Pulls it down at his 6. So he waits for the players to move away. Now throws it long up the left wing side for Sievers. Up the foot race for the ball is won and put it up into the stands by Gores. Actually, Kern had won the race, but Gores kicked it up into the stands anyway, giving the ball back to the Rhinos. The throw in at midfield on the far side. Rolled ahead. Sievers turning it back to the outside. It's a return pass from Black, moving it forward, spins it off in the middle, but tied up. Getting his cleats tangled up in the turf was Ball. Couldn't come up with the ball, and now it's dropped back. Late Battery have it. Off on the near side. Let the left foot sent out through midfield, but there's Birch for the Rhinos to knock it down. Across the midfield line for Ball. Pass in the middle for Bonsu. Deflected away and taken back by Charleston. Off the near wing, Chin on the attack into Rhino territory. Turns it back in the middle, crossing along the 25 in the middle for... Now there, it drops it off. Lavegna spinning to his left, moving in, shot, blocked away from 15 yards out by Palaguna in front of the ball. Or make that Birch. Birch down looking like a goalkeeper. Blocked the shot away, it rolls out over the end line, blocked away out over the end line by the Battery, and a goal kick once again for the Rhinos. So Birch with a big block right there, stopping the shot from Lavegna. 81st minute and even at 1. Sponsors of these broadcasts include Connors and Ferris, Workers' Comp, and Social Security attorneys. Call 262-COMP. By Moliere Chevrolet Buick, they always say yes. By Time Warner, get all-in-one digital cable, digital phone, Roadrunner, one package, save hundreds. Out to midfield. Restart. This at the near the midfield line. For Charleston, Gores, his own side of midfield to take the kick. '81st minute. Gores with the right foot. Serves it up, coming down at the Rochester 20. Headed away by Bonsu. knocked down again, moving in lines, trying to tie up, and a shot in way wide right over the end line. So another goal kick for the Rhinos. Right now, as I have it unofficially in this half, the Battery with 6 shots and the Rhinos with 4. I think I had it in this half. The Rhinos leading in shots 4-1. If that's the case, then they would be the last 5 straight shots going to Charleston. So Harrison with the right-footed kick. Sends it out through midfield. Coming down center circle. Bonsu turning back off to Menyonger. Pass forward across midfield for Sievers. To the outside. Menyonger tried the left wing side, but that's blocked away by the Battery. Feed into the center circle, carried across the line by Chin. Pass forward, moving in, King blocking it forward. Trying to catch up to the ball on the near wing, and Coach Callaway looking for the offside flag, but there isn't one. Out to the 35, then pass to the outside on the near wing again for Armstrong. Cross down inside, hit it away and out by Birch for ball. At the 20, turns with the left foot and sends it out through the center circle. Underneath it, Gores again. Bangs it up the left wing side. Tipped toward the middle by Armstrong, but Bonsu nods it forward to Menyonger. Rolls it ahead for Lines over the far wing and sneaks it across midfield. Checking back. Martinez dropping it off for Lines, and now he'll touch it off the left wing side for Sievers. On the far touch line, blocked away by Gores, takes the ball away. Pass forward to Chin. Moving in Menyonger, but Chin able to deliver through midfield into Rhino territory on the far side as they tie up there, and the ball is out, and a throw in on the far side for the Battery. 83rd minute now from Blackbaud Stadium. Or a foul, rather, was called. It's going to be a kick. So Charleston with a free kick. Other sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Nothnagel, Rochester's full-service realtor, Perry's Ice Cream, Life's a Bowl of Perry's. On to those making these broadcasts possible all season long. Here's the kick. Low, coming down at the 18 on the near side, headed back in the middle. Birch gets a foot on it to knock it down. King with a spin around, takes a roller in front. It's wide. It goes across the goal mouth, missing the right post out over the end line. Birch talking to the referee about how he got pulled. Pulled off the ball by King. So another shot for the Battery missing wide. Another goal kick for the Rhinos. Another substitution coming up for Charleston. As Romero will come in here in the 84th minute. Romero is in. And Chin is out. So fresh legs on the pitch for Charleston. Harrison ready for the kick. With the right foot. Sends it out through the center circle. That's flicked forward. Up in the air, coming down on the near side. Corcoran heads it to the outside, but ball is there for the Rhinos to nod it forward. Sievers trying to turn in behind, and there's Gores to put it about 10 rows deep in the stands. Ball with the throw in on the near side. In the middle for Menyonger. Puts it forward down to the 18, but that's booted away. Out of the near wing again. Novak in underneath it. Off the chest, pushing it forward. And it's blocked away, but Menyonger up with it. The Rhinos have it. That makes it through to Bonsu. 40 yards out, long delivery up the right wing side, but offside flag is in the air. Offside against the Rhinos. Free kick for the Battery. 85th minute here in Charleston. Hudak to take the kick from his 18. Long kick through midfield. That's knotted as Birch bumped and taken down. Off his head and out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Battery. At the Rochester 35 on the near side. Corcoran sneaking forward. Now takes the throw in. Goes short. Taken down. Alvarez, and the foul is called on the Rhinos. Oh, no, it's going to be the other way. Not sure how that one worked. But anyway, it will be a free kick for the Rhinos. 25 yards out on the near side. Harrison will come out to take the kick with the right foot. Sends it downfield. Headed away by Gores. Back in the middle, 40 yards out. Menyonger going up the left wing side, but that one blocked away, carried forward by the Battery. As they converge in midfield, knocked loose by Bonsu. It's a return pass, but he ties up. Now he pushes aside Alemanno, and play goes on. Off on the near wing on the right side is Ball. Trying to get loose. Ball looking for the cross, drawing it down near the end line. They tried to cross it in front, but Corcoran blocks it away and out. Throw in on the near side of the field, deep in the corner. And Birch coming up for the throw in. 86th minute. even up at one apiece. Battery scored in the first early. Rhinos coming back to even it up in the second half. Goal by Johnny Menyonger in the 57th minute. Wirtz for the throw-in. High looping throw-in coming down to the middle of the 18. Headed away and out by Gores. Menyonger with the right foot, but that one shanked off the outside of his foot way wide and high. So a goal kick for the Battery. 87th minute here in Charleston. Rhinos returning home tomorrow, and then they'll leave next weekend for a couple of weeks out west, starting out next Saturday night in California, followed by games in Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver. Right away up the left wing side. There's a kick. Down inside, grabbed off his three by Harrison. The shot taken off the left wing side by Romero. Newcomer into the game, Armando Romero. 22-year-old from Arlington, Virginia. Off in the far wing and through midfield. Line sends it along the far side. What was it? Ball was out of bounds. Also, the offside flag is in the air. It's going to be a kick. Substitution coming up as Weilman will check in for the Rhinos, and Aaron Lyons will be coming out. Our first look at another newcomer for the Rhinos, Ryan Weilman, a 23-year-old from Dallas, out of St. Louis University in the Atlantic 10, 5'10", 180, 23-year-old. So Weilman in the 88th minute. And Aaron Lyons playing another strong game, checks off. And the Rhinos have made 4 subs on the night. Set to go now. Ball delivered through midfield. Coming off of the near wing block forward. Carried out across midfield by Ball. Looks to sneak it up the right side. Ahead for Sievers. First to the outside, but gets tangled up with the ball taken away by Gores. Through midfield. Dropped back again. Up with it is Gores and a pass ahead to midfield for Armstrong. Gets tied up and Sievers able to draw the ball away. Gives it off to Menyonger, right back to Sievers. To Menyonger again. 40 yards out. Now goes long on the right wing side. The ball. Gives it near the end line. Looking for the cross. Corcoran chasing. Slides in and blocks it away. Out over the end line. A corner kick for the Rhinos. Rochester corner. Off the right wing side. Menyonger moving over to take the corner kick. 89th minute, even up at 1 here in Charleston. Lights are on. Field now all total in shade. Sun's gone down behind. Here's the service for Menyonger through the back post and out to his 6 up in the air goes. Hudak pulls the ball down. Rhinos trying to pull out some magic here near the end of the game. Battery certainly have pressured all night long. And have had the majority in play as they kick the ball away and out of bounds on the near side. Moving up Weilman for the throw-in. To Martinez back to the outside for Weilman. Turning back toward the middle. Slips and goes down. Now sneaks a pass. Menyonger back to the outside. Martinez along the near wing. Turning, trying to get away. Grabbed onto by Romero, but lays it to the outside. And Novak up the right wing for Weilman. Sneaks the ball through and a return pass in the front. But 20 Gores is there to send it out to midfield. Coming down the center circle. King after it. Got away from him and the Rhinos recover the ball. Center circle taken by Palguda. Looks to his left. Now the 90th minute. And a pass from the far wing as the ball rolls deep to the corner. Alexis back lets it roll out over the end line. And a goal kick for the Battery. So the 90th minute, even at 1. We'll find out how much stoppage time coming up here in just a moment. 10 seconds remaining on the countdown on the clock. Ball into the center circle. Nodded to the outside along the near wing for Romero. As he's chased there by Weiland trying to get away. 3 minutes of stoppage time indicated. 3 minutes. And a foul is called on the Rhinos. Free kick for the Battery. This from 35 yards out off the left wing side. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Corcoran placing the ball, taking his time, talking with Oliveño. Set to serve it up. Corcoran looking back again. Now he's trying to see where he's going to put the ball. Here comes his right-footed kick low to the far end of the box, but stepping out to head it away is Sievers, and the ball comes all the way out to the center circle. Half-volley kick forward down inside the 18 and grabbing it on the fly is Harrison. Throws it out on the near wing and away out the right wing side come the Rhinos. Cross midfield, Weilman Sneaks it through in the right wing, but that's blocked away in turn and taken back by the Battery. Shot across midfield. Popped up in the air, in underneath it is Calcutta and nodded forward. And Burt's back to recover the ball. With the right foot, sends it downfield. Bouncing down inside the 18 and grabbed there by Hudak. We're in stoppage time. About a minute gone, 3 total. Cleared ahead into Rhino territory. Bouncing loose along the 35. King tying up, trying to get away on the far side, but a foul is called. Is all tangled up with Smith, and the foul is called on the Battery. So a free kick for the Rhinos, their own side of the midfield line. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday night from California, and that'll be 9:30 broadcast time, Rochester time. Game starting in California, 7 o'clock California time, or 10 o'clock Rochester time. So Joe Giuliano will have the pregame for you, 9:30 next Saturday. Back in Rhino territory with the right foot, sent through midfield on the near side and skips out of bounds. Throw in for the Battery on the near side of the field at their own 35. There's the throw in on the near wing, Oliveño. One touch across midfield on the near side. As turning backward, Alvarez trying to get loose, run over off the ball by Wildman. And the foul is called. 1 minute to go in stoppage time. That's the indication from the Rhinos bench. It's Oliveño to take the kick off the left wing side, 35 yards out. Here comes the service. Down inside the 18, headed away on top, and away with it is Menyonger. Brings it forward from his 35, long up the right wing side, running after the ball goes Martinez. Chasing him is Oliveño, and the ball knocked away out the foot of Oliveño near the end line, where it's picked up by Gores. Turns with the right foot, drives it out near midfield. In underneath it is Novak to head it forward into the middle, but that right to the Battery and turned off on the near side. Romero trying to sneak it through. Novak knocked it away, but getting it right back. Romero into the center circle. Coming back in the ball. Ball had it momentarily, but Bercoloni takes it away. Turning back in the center circle. Spins it to the outside of the near wing for Romero. He'll draw it toward the middle, being chased there by Novak. Looking for the through ball. Spinning around. Here's King turning it, but dropped it back again. As Alvarez is tied up and up in the air. And there's the whistle, and this one is history. Ball is doing some pushing with Alvarez. Trying to get up, and the players step in to separate the players. And the game has come to an end here. As each team tonight coming up with a point, a very hard-fought battle. Certainly Charleston. I think that maybe they should have had a better result here tonight. They certainly had a lot of opportunities, but could not put more than one by. And that back in the 4th minute of the game. Rhinos came back and answered with one in the second half, just like they did on Friday night against Vancouver. So 2 straight ties now for the Rhinos. And the first game of the season between these two teams ends up deadlocked. Final score tonight from Blackbaud Stadium here in Charleston. The Rhinos won, the Battery won. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Come and see the Soccer Stars of Tomorrow at Paytech Park on Tuesday, May 15th at 7 p.m. as the Under-20 Argentina national team takes on the Under-20 U.S. national team. U.S. led by Freddie Adu and Josie Altadore. Tickets start at just $18 and group tickets available for 10 or more. Call 454-KICK for more information. Don't miss this world-class match as the teams prepare for the Under-20 World Cup. Tickets available at the Paytech Park box office, Ticketmaster.com, or call 232-1900 to order by phone.
Back once again in Charleston at Blackbaud Stadium tonight as this one comes to an end. It's all even up at 1 apiece, the final score. And so the Rhinos and the Battery each gaining another point here tonight. And the season series, of course, is even up at 1 tie between the two teams. And coming into tonight, the Rhinos had 4 points, now 5. The Battery had 1 point, now 2. And so that's where we are here tonight. Let's take a quick look at what happened in the game. First goal of the night coming out very early. Took everybody, I think, by surprise, just barely getting in and settling in for the game when the first goal was scored. That in the 4th minute was scored by Gordon Chin of the Charleston Battery. His first of the season, Vercoloni assisting, and again, this was the game's first goal. Here come the Battery. Laid to the outside of the right wing. Vercoloni after it. Stops it. 16 yards out. Chip for the corner. They score. Pick the upper left corner. Moving in. Colin Chin with the right foot. Picks the upper left corner. Harrison, I don't know. It looked like maybe he wasn't sure where it was going or what was happening. Got stunned, or maybe he got the sun in his eyes. Didn't see it. And it's chipped inside the left post. And an early 1-0 lead for the Battery. So Gordon Chin scores his first, Vercaloni assisting, and that goal held up all the way through the half and way back into the second half. 57th minute, actually, was the next goal scored in the game, and then it was scored by the Rhinos. Again, the 57th minute, Johnny Menyonger picks up his first goal of the season, and this is the game's deciding goal. Rhinos on the attack. Martinez up the right side, sneaks it along to the 20 for Menyonger. Here, corner of the box, roller in for the far post. He scores! Johnny Menyonger sends it in for the back post. Hits the post to the far side, in the net, and the Rhinos sneak it through and tie this game up at 1. So Menyonger scoring his first, and that goal unassisted, as the Rhinos came back and tied it up at 1, and that was the end of the scoring in the game. The Battery certainly had some great and glorious opportunities, but could not finish, and it ended up all knotted up at 1 apiece. Looking at the unofficial stats in the game, I had Charleston out shooting Rochester 14-9. Corner kicks 5 for the Battery, 3 for the Rhinos. Offsides 4 against Charleston, 3 against Rochester. And so there's your unofficial stats. Harrison on the season now has 2 ties to his credit, and he'll maintain his 1.00 goals against average. And Dusty Hudak at the other end has a loss and 2 ties, and has given up 3 goals so far this season, or 4 goals so far this season. All right, for tonight's call of the game, here is the Paytech call of the game tonight. Throw in, out top for Alavano, the 20. Earned back, trying to get away from Kramer. Crossing along the 18. One bounce knocked down to the 18. Left foot. Vercaloni taking a look. Tees up. Off the crossbar. Comes out top. And another shot in, but this one wide. But the first shot taken by Vercaloni, a cannon hit the crossbar and came back out. That was close. The call of the game brought to you by Paytech. Personalizing personal communications. And now for the Power Trip player of the game tonight. Well, we'll go with Johnny Menyonger, who comes back and creates the deciding goal on the night. Menyonger scoring his first of the season in the midfield, doing a nice job there, and comes up with the game-tying goal. So the Menyonger is the player of the game, and the selection brought to you by Power Trip. Taste the power. As far as the Excellus play of the game tonight, here's the play of the game. Out with it now is Todd, rolling it forward. Burns, watch there, Alvarez on the return, give it go, shot in, it's blocked away off the left hand of Harrison over the end line, a corner kick for the Battery. That was headed for the lower corner on the right side. A huge save right there by Harrison, saved the day, and that certainly was part of what led to this 1 point coming up here for the Rhinos here tonight. The play of the game brought to you by Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. Pellegrino sub of the game. Ray Martinez coming in at the half. Did a nice job and created a few opportunities. So Martinez, the sub of the game, which is brought to you by Pellegrinos. Always fresh, always fast, always delicious. So the final score here tonight in Charleston, even up at 1 apiece between the Rhinos and the Battery. And again, Rochester will be off now as far as games. Of course, they have a lot of work to do this week and a lot of travel. Got to go home tomorrow and then travel out to the West Coast on Friday for a game Saturday. The next game will be on Saturday night from Kezar Stadium in the San Francisco area, as they'll take on the California Victory for the first time ever. And that broadcast will begin Rochester time at 9:30 on Saturday night with Joe Giuliano in the pregame show. So hope you'll join us next Saturday night. Don't forget about the Rhinos' next home game on May the 27th. Come on out, get your tickets, and be at Paytech Park for that game. Stick around. There's a lot more to come your way yet. Joe Giuliano with the postgame show, and he'll be joining you here very shortly. Final score tonight from Charleston. The Rochester Rhinos 1, Charleston Battery 1. I'm Don Stevens. Thanks for being along. Good evening to you.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome back to Rhinos Soccer. Your final score this evening, the Rochester Raging Rhinos 1, the Charleston Battery 1 from Blackbaud Stadium. This is the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. I am Joe Giuliano, Soccer Sam, joining us here in the studio tonight. What do you think about the new studios?
I love the new studios, Joe. It was a great drive, and it beats flying into Charleston at 4:30 in the morning, so I love it. I got to see the whole game and listen to Don Stevens the whole time.
All right, we're back on the air. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties from the studios.
I thought it was a jump rope. I'm sorry.
Sam was talking, and you were talking about Chase Harrison. We got a chance to watch it on USL Live, and very impressed with the performance of the youngster, Chase Harrison, tonight. 2 big saves. He looked very confident. I saw on one of the corner kicks, called his men over, said, hey, watch this post, Martinez, come back. So, hey, this kid could be for real. Let's see what happens. I mean, maybe the Rhinos feel good about him. I think after this West Coast trip,
I mean, this kid could be our next big star.
Do they stop looking for a goalkeeper? We'll see how that works out for the Rhinos. The scoring tonight in the 4th minute, Gordon Chin scoring off an assist from Luke Vercolone. And probably some defensive miscues there. No chance for Chase Harrison on that one.
That no way. It was point blank. And Gordon, Chin's for real, man. The kid had another good look on the goal, too, so he looked good.
No doubt about that. 57th minute, Johnny Menyonger scoring for the Rhinos to make it 1-1.
What happened there? I mean, Dusty Fried Hudak was like, it just bounced over him like 12 and under. I mean, he went down, the ball bounced over, hit the post and went in. I think that's the way it looked.
They said unassisted. I thought Martinez had the ball leading to Menyonger, but you're right. Hudak, what was he? You could have made that save.
Well, if I could see my shoes, I could. But he went down to get it, and it looked like it took a weird bounce, and it just bounced over his hands and hit the post and went in. That's the way it looked. I thought maybe somebody touched it either on Charleston.
On the way in towards the goal?
I think, but that was a weak goal.
I mean, nothing to take away from Johnny Menyonger. He got a shooter on goal to see what happens. But, Hudak, even Don Stevens described it as a roller. Yeah, that's a routine save for a guy of Hudak's stature, but tied the game for the Rhinos at 1-1. Martinez does not get the assist. Not crazy about that, but I think Ray should get the assist. Maybe they'll look at that again on the video. Also, at the last couple of minutes there, some great saves by Chase Harrison. Diving save, reaction save, the tip. Don Stevens gave, I think, Menyonger player of the game, or who was it?
I think it was for the goal.
For the goal, okay. I think Chase Harrison gets my vote for player of the game tonight.
I got to agree with you. I thought that the two saves he made could have been goals, and I think it just brings the team up, their confidence level.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The number, folks, if you want to give us a call, 346-3000. Free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. Again, 346-3000. This is the Heineken Direct call-in show. Also sponsored by Auction Direct. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. We've got some trivia coming up for you tonight. We've got a chance to win. You've got a chance to win 4 tickets to the May 15th exhibition match, the USA against the Argentinian under-20 national team. Should be a great event at Paytech Park. Sammy, looking at the standings now in the USL First Division, the Rhinos have 5 points with the tie tonight. They've played 4 games, 1 win, 1 loss, 2 ties for the Rhinos. Charleston has now played 3 games. They've gotten 2 points out of 3 games, no wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. Ian Fuller didn't play tonight. Scored a beautiful goal against Montreal. Is he that much of a factor to maybe have been a game changer?
I think so. I think Ian Fuller, from what I saw last year, he really takes control up top. He plays like that aggressive midfielder. He doesn't seem like he seems slow the way he runs, his style of running.
Even the way he speaks, he's very soft-spoken and easygoing.
But he makes a difference. So my big surprise is the whole Diallo thing. I thought Diallo and Martinez were my 2 players of the game Friday night at home at Paytech Park. He came out. Don said that didn't look like he was injured or anything. Came out pretty early.
40th minute. John Ball came in for Diallo. And then at that point, Coach Kelly made a tactical adjustment. I think he pushed Menyonger up, put Ball in the midfield position there. I thought Bonsu maybe had another tough night getting his footing at the defensive midfield position. I don't think Bonsu seemed too comfortable there tonight.
Joe, I think T-Bone Bonsu is a true defender. I'm not sure if that's his position. I think right now he's the best man for the job, but I'm not convinced that is his true position. I think he feels more comfortable playing in the back, and we'll see what happens.
I agree with you. I think he's much better as a stopper for T-Bone Bonsu, but we'll see how it goes. It's a matter of juggling the lineup and working with the talent that you've got healthy and available. The number here again is 346-3000. It's a free call on the Verizon Wireless. This is the Heineken Direct call-in show. Let's go to the phones and speak with Ryan in Rochester. Hey, Ryan, how you doing tonight? Hello, Ryan. Okay, Ryan, when you get your line straightened up, give us a call back. Again, the number is 346-3000, star 1040 here on the Heineken Direct call-in show tonight. Martinez again, Sammy, coming off the bench. Didn't have as many touches as we'd like to see, but he does make something special happen out there.
I said it Friday night. Martinez, Diallo, and Aaron Lyons, they're kind of in their own school. That's like they're old school soccer players. They're the real deal. They take on guys, they make it happen. Maybe they don't hustle back and work really hard defensively, but I know this new modern soccer, you're supposed to do that, but it makes for some boring soccer. You saw this if I was a Charleston fan tonight, paying to see that game, that was some poor soccer.
I agree, Sam. It's rare to see players like Lyons and Diallo. They're not those bangers. They're not going to go running crazy up and down the field and knock people around, but they do have another level of skill that hopefully we see more of here as the season goes on. I made some notes during the game, Sam. I thought the work down the left side was excellent tonight. And it was Lyons, Diallo, etc. down the left side. The right side, we don't seem to have that rhythm yet. Aloisi was in there the other night. Novak was in there. Who played the right midfield tonight? Kramer. It just didn't seem like they were giving the same kind of effort we saw from the left side.
I agree. I mean, Black's the real deal on the other side. He's a great player, and I think that's going to happen. I think that's one area that we have to work on that side. But Aloisi, hopefully he's okay. Didn't make the trip because of his ankle injury. Hurt it in the warm-ups Friday night. Decided to play anyway. When you got this kind of bench behind you, you don't want to tell the coach that, hey, man, I can't go because you may never see the field again.
That's true. Well, Sammy, let's go back to the phones. We have Brian back on the line. Brian, welcome back to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show.
Hi, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
Sorry about that. Hi, buddy Sammy. You know, I was listening to tonight's game. I thought that it seemed like that tonight was like a replay of some sort of Friday's game because remember Friday the other team scored and we came back and tied it up. I had to think, it's going to be a replay of Friday night's game, but 5 points. You know what? I thought that with these two ties, these should have been wins in my book. They should have been wins.
Brian, I agree. I think that on paper we have an amazing team. Our defense is so strong, and I'm really surprised about the 2 early goals the last 2 games. This is not the team I saw in the first road trip, Puerto Rico and Miami. We dominated play defensively. But I think the problem is coming up the middle in the midfield, and we have to tighten some up, better man marking in the middle, and that'll come. This team's still young, and that long delay from the Puerto Rico or from the Miami trip to Friday night, you got to get back in the rhythm.
Absolutely, Sammy, and you're agreeing with your junior broadcaster here, but I do got a question. You guys were mentioning about watching the game on the computer. How does that work? Because I know some leagues charge you for it. How does that work?
Well, Brian, I watch mine on my 8-track at home. Joe's got a computer here.
How can you watch on 8-track?
Who knows? He does it, though.
I do it, though. I see everything. Brian, I mean, first of all, you need a computer. I'm not sure if you could go to the library and do it from there, but if you could, you buy a code, you go to uslsoccer.com, you buy a code number, right, Joe?
Yep.
Help me here.
It's a coupon code number, I believe they give you.
And you could pretty much watch it anywhere. So if you go to the library, if you don't have a computer, Brian, you go to the library and use that code. And it's, I think, $50 for the season?
$49.99 for the season. That's like an all-access pass. You can watch anything and everything on that pass.
Okay, thank you. And by the way, Ty Grisham did a good job last night on the Fox Soccer channel last night.
Okay, buddy.
Thanks, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Buddy.
Who did a good job on the Fox Soccer?
Todd Grissom. He also does wrestling, WWE wrestling, and now he's one of the hosts.
This is not happening.
Yeah.
Wrestling's coming into soccer now?
I guess the kid does a little bit of both. They had him on the wrestling show in town, and I don't know a real lot about him, but I watched Dwayne DeRosario last night. I tell you, MLS is looking sweet, man. The quality of play has gotten so much better.
They're
over the last
doing the
years.
right things. They're doing the right things. I didn't think it was going to come, but I'm even excited about MLS this year.
Yeah, it's good. And the whole David Beckham thing coming.
I'm more excited about Juan Pablo Angel from the Red Bulls, but we'll see how that goes. This is the Rhinos Talk Show. Tim, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Zweigels out-of-town scoreboard. Right now, you're listening to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. The number here is 346-3000 or star 1040. It's a free call on the Verizon Wireless. Welcome back to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. I am Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. It's now time for the Zweigels out-of-town scoreboard. One other game tonight in the USL First Division. Vancouver picking up the 2-1 win on the road. Steve Klein scoring in the second half. A late goal for Vancouver. Klein off a free kick from Martin Nash. Vancouver gets the 2-1 win in Minnesota. So now with the win, Sammy, Vancouver tied for first place with 8 points with Atlanta. They've played 4 games, 2 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Minnesota still with 2 points. They've played 4 games, no wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. That's a look at the Zweigels out-of-town scoreboard. And, of course, your score tonight from Charleston. The Rhinos won, the Charleston Battery won. And, Sam, the second half, again, just like Friday night, I thought it was a different game. I thought the first half, the Rhinos were a little bit slow getting off the start. Second half, they started coming around and maybe even dictated some of the play.
Like you said, it was weird. Like near the end of the game, there, the Charleston was giving the Rhinos so much room to play. That usually doesn't happen. Usually, you tighten up near the end, especially if you're at home. It's a tie game, you want to win. But they were giving us all kinds of room, and Ray and John Ball had a lot of space.
We saw that Friday night too, Sam, against Vancouver, where Vancouver, they had a lot of chances at the end, a lot of counterattacks, and normally as the games go later on, you watch the Premiership, or especially in Italy, the Serie A, even MLS, you don't see those big gaps opening up as the games go on. Things get tighter, but the last 2 games, I thought things spread out even more, just the opposite of what you normally would see.
Well, I guess it was kind of good for us. We had some chances there, but
it's exciting.
Vancouver's for real. Vancouver, Montreal, I'll tell you, Atlanta. This league is going to be interesting.
What about Miami? This Patrick Hannigan, I guess, incredible in goal last night here. He was a bit of a head case to work with.
He was just, he was a rookie. He was a wild man coming from college and, traveled a little bit in Ireland and stuff, and I got to know him. He's a character, and sometimes, you and I have had friends that are characters, and you take them one way or another. But I think he had all the tools, and he learned from one of the best, hanging around Scott Valla all year long. I mean, Scott really worked them hard. And on some of the road trips, I basically was just kind of there chasing the balls, just watching some of the stuff he was doing.
You weren't offering your advice and your tips?
A little bit. I told him that 1 Big Mac a day instead of 2. But Willie Fitzpatrick would be working with these guys, and I'd watch some of his saves. This kid's for real. So it's interesting when Miami comes into town on the 27th, our next official Rhino home game.
That's right.
And we're going to see Patrick Hannigan in the nets. That's going to be cool.
Who else we're going to see that night?
Well, Zinho.
Who else? 40 years of broadcasting.
Joe Capogreco, the legend of Italian-American broadcasting. We're paying tribute to him. It's Italian night on the 27th. But let's not forget about the 15th. First, we have the 15th, which is our U.S. under-20 national team.
I can't wait for that game. That's one of the highlights of my season.
I ran into some people yesterday at the mall, and they were talking about, how many of those guys are going to make our World Cup team. And, that's what they're there for.
That's right.
They're there to get ready to play for our national team, our men's #1 team. So you got to go to that game on the 15th. And I hope, hopefully, Mr. Ford, Matthew Ford, will convince U.S. Soccer to allow the fans to come on the field and get the autographs and stuff, because that's big, baby. Get down there and get to see these stars of tomorrow.
Sammy, I'm more excited for this Josie Altidore from the Red Bulls than Freddie Adu. Maybe because we saw Freddie Adu come here already. Great player, but Altidore, the young guy, 17 years old, I'm excited to see him play.
He's got his great skills, going to be fantastic, and a lot of stars from Argentina. So that's the 15th. But the 27th, that night, it's a Sunday night. It's Italian-American Pride Night, and they're paying tribute to Joe Capogreco from Carosello Italiano. 40 years of Italian broadcasting. They're going to have Italian dancers, Italian music. It's going to be a fantastic night. 454 kick. Call Norm over there at the Rhino office and all the great people that are working hard. And do your thing. Mother's Day's coming up. You're not sure what to get Mom? Joe, you get her some tickets to the Rhino games, the 15th, and then there's the new women's or the lady Rhinos. Is it the women's or the ladies? I get confused there.
Women's.
The women's Rhinos. Get tickets for those, too, and give Mom a nice gift.
My mother, my wife for Mother's Day wants a maid.
Your wife wants a maid?
I don't know.
Hey, if you need some help to pick her out, I'll help you.
Audition's coming this week. But no joke. That's what she wants. But I'll get her tickets as well. Want to throw trivia out there right now?
Let's do it. Yeah, I want to do it.
Okay. 4 tickets to the USA-Argentina under-20 game at Paytech Park on May 15th.
Whoa.
The question tonight.
That's big.
Huge.
4 of those for that game.
4. They're in Soccer Sam's trunk as we speak.
Yes, in my briefcase.
You have a briefcase?
Yes, I do.
Overall.
Plastic.
Overall, how many goals have the Rochester Rhinos scored against the Charleston Battery in the regular season? Once again, how many goals have the Rochester Rhinos scored against the Charleston Battery in the regular season overall, including tonight? I knew you were just going to ask me that.
I was going to ask you, including
tonight. Your chance to win 4 tickets to the Rhinos. USA Argentina at Paytech Park. The number is 346-3000 or star 1040. Free call on the Verizon Wireless tonight. Again, your final score from Charleston was 1-1 at Black Bod Stadium. Don Stevens carrying the audio, and then USL Live I think it's the real deal. It could be the future of viewing soccer.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a hurt. It's going to hurt, radio stuff because now you can see it. You can see it, and it is entertaining. You get to see the whole game. I'm hoping they can work on some replays.
That was lacking.
Yeah, the replays would make a big difference. But you're right, Joe. It's just everything changes. I mean, so we'll see what happens here. But I love listening to Don, though. He gives you the whole Rochester feel about it. I mean, Andrew Bell did his normal.
He's lacking some details. Don, I mean, talk about details, time, scoring, assists. Don is on top of it.
Yeah. So it's important to listen to the broadcast, but, watching is not a bad thing. And this whole connection you have here where the big screen TV's all around the room and you get to see the game in 3D, it's just wild. I love it.
Wow, the big screen. I didn't see that. Did I miss that somewhere? When did that come in here?
I didn't realize they made laptops that small, Joe.
That's more like it. Now you're talking. No, but, I think we were spoiled tonight, though, to see the game from Charleston. Who knows what's going to come from Atlanta or Seattle or Portland. I mean, hopefully the quality will be as good as we saw tonight.
Well, USL is sending crews of people to each city to train them and show them how to do it. At Puerto Rico, I got to meet the guy there. So they kind of set you all up. It's almost like a package they're giving you. And it's Turner Sports, I believe. So it's a big company behind it. So it's interesting to see. It's my first time ever since Charleston's been in the league that I missed a game in Charleston. It's a beautiful city to go to. But this wasn't bad, Joe. I enjoyed it. Your hospitality was amazing.
Well, I try my best, Sammy. The number again is 346-3000. It's a free call on the Verizon Wireless. If you want to give us a call after the break, please do. Your chance to win 4 free tickets to the USA and Argentina right here waiting for you. If you can answer this question, how many goals have the Rhinos scored against the Charleston Battery in regular season play? That's overall and including tonight. Give us a call. 346-3000. We'll come back. This is the Heineken Direct call-in show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. Welcome back to the Heineken Direct call-in show. Joe Giuliano with Soccer Sam. Our number here is 346-3000. It's a free call to Verizon Wireless at star 1040. And your chance to win 4 tickets to the USA and Argentina May 15th. It's the under-20s as they prepare for the under-20 FIFA World Cup in Canada coming up this summer. The question, excuse me, overall, how many goals have the Rhinos scored against Charleston in the regular season, including tonight? Give us a call at 346-3000. And, speaking of the under-20 World Cup in Canada this summer, any plans to take a trip with you and your soccer crew?
Probably not.
Really?
Probably not. I'm going to devote all my time this year to Rhino soccer, men's, women's, and just enjoy that. I mean, I've gotten invited. Somebody invited me to a game with the new Toronto FC, and I'm going to stick with my Rhinos. That's the only pro soccer I'm going to follow from now on.
I'm shocked.
Joe, hey, I'm committed. I'm committed to this team. I love this team. I love the city, and I have to stick with them, and I have to get them. We have to get them to the next level, to the MLS someday, and that is my goal and my mission as of tonight.
Wow, those are big words from Soccer Sam, trying to push this thing to the next level here in Rochester. Again, Vancouver defeated Minnesota 2-1 tonight. Klein scoring off an assist from Martin Nash. So the Whitecaps now tied for first. Let's go to the phones and speak with our star goalkeeper, who we cannot get back soon enough, Mr. Scotty Vallow down in Charleston, I believe. Scott, welcome to the postgame show. We appreciate your time.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on.
You took the trip tonight to Charleston. Had to be very difficult to watch, but we got a chance to catch it on the USL web there. Your thoughts on the game tonight?
I thought it was kind of a slow first half. Neither team really seemed very inspired. We were really under the impression that they were going to put us under pressure the first, 15 minutes, and they didn't. So we were kind of thrown off a little bit. But we regrouped at halftime, and we came out. Johnny got a good goal, and we just kind of bunkered down, and we got away with a point, which I think may or may not have been well-deserved, but we'll take it at this point.
Scott, Diallo coming out to 40th minute. Is he all right? Was there an injury problem? Is he just winded from the trip?
I think it was just a tactical change, just to get some fresh legs in there.
Scotty, the goal scored by Menyonger. Dusty Hudak, your former teammate, we're not going to talk bad about him, but it wasn't a blast of a shot. It was placed to the corner. I thought Hudak should have had that. Your thoughts on that whole
situation? There's actually, I don't know if you guys could tell on the TV, but there was about a 30-mile-an-hour wind going on. So it was quite windy. So I think maybe what Dusty was thinking was the ball was going wide, And then at the last minute, he tried to react because he figured out the wing maybe kind of helped to push it in, and it just snuck right in the inside of the post. So that's the only reason I can think, because it really didn't have much pace on it. So I think it might have thrown him off a little bit with that wind.
So it was the wind. So, Scott, how you doing? Is Tuesday still the scheduled day for your surgery?
Yeah, everything's scheduled for the surgery. We're on the books for Tuesday late morning, and try to go in there and get it done, and hopefully have a successful turnout, and start the rehab process right after that. So I'll be immobilized for a couple weeks, and then start with range of motion exercises and get into some weight training.
Now, Scott, you making the trip, was that just designed to keep this team motivated? You as their captain, their former captain, their leader?
Well, Lori asked me if I wanted to go, and I told him, yeah, I'd like to go. It's, I still feel like I want to be part of the team, and, unfortunately everybody can't travel. It'd be nice if everybody could travel. But, I think, like we were talking earlier, Sammy, I think I understand the way Lori likes to play and the system that he has, and, it's good to have me out there to kind of relay some information to the guys. So it's, I think it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Now, Chris Aloisi didn't make the trip, Scott. Is he all right? Is his ankle bad, or is he going to be all right for the next game, next trip?
He picked up like an Achilles calf type injury that kept him out. More of a precautionary thing, but he just didn't feel on Saturday after treatment that he was ready to go. So, we brought Ryan Wildman on the trip, who came in, and played about 10 minutes for us and did all right. So that was just that's the situation with him.
Now. Chase Harrison, if you will. He made a couple nice saves, Scott. He seems like he was getting his confidence there, and I noticed on one of the corner kicks he was kind of directing some of the guys on where to be. And are you surprised on how quick he's somewhat developing as a starter?
Yeah, when you take that goal so early, sometimes you have a tendency to get really, really frustrated. So he rebounded nicely again tonight. It's terrible to take that first goal so early like we did last game against Vancouver, but. He made a really good save down to his right in the second half that kept us in it. And he reminds me a little bit of myself when I was his age, just looking for an opportunity, So hopefully he takes the opportunity and does well for himself. I wish him all the best.
Scotty, you got to teach him the acrobatics, baby. You got to when he punches out, man, his legs got to go up in the air too. You got to make it look like you got to sell it, man. It's like pro wrestling, baby. You got to sell this thing.
We got to put him on the soccer stand Scott Vallow diet and put some weight on him.
Man, that guy, I don't even want to stand next to him, man. It just makes me look even wider. but Scott, the first goal, though, what happened there? I mean, it seemed like they just came up the middle, like there was nobody marking anybody in the middle there. What happened to our first goal that we gave up?
Yeah, we turned the ball over around midfield again, just like we did in Vancouver. And when you make turnovers in bad spots, you're automatically under pressure. So we gave up a turnover in the middle of the field. Alvarez did well to kind of slide himself through and find some space. And, they did some crossing patterns up front and got open and just, Chin hit a pretty nice finish from where we were sitting. It looked like it was a pretty nice finish. So just staying with runners, I think, was the problem. And it started from a bad giveaway right around midfield.
Scott, how about the travel situation today? That's not the best of situations, leaving at 4:30. The legs, how are the boys feeling?
The boys are they're feeling okay. They're a little bit tired. I mean, we got up at 4:30 in the morning, had a 6 o'clock flight to Atlanta, and we had a 3-hour layover in Atlanta, a flight to Savannah, Georgia, then a 2.5-hour bus ride, about a 45-minute rest at the hotel, and then right back to the stadium for the game. So
wow. I
don't think there's going to be two guys staying up past midnight tonight. So we're going to get a good rest, get back to Rochester tomorrow, and then get right back to work on Tuesday. I'll be having surgery, but the boys will be back to work.
Oh man, well, Scott, Grandpa Vallow, the whole Vallow family, are they still listening to this thing, or what? They listen to us every game, even though you're not playing this year?
Yeah, of course. They're Scott Vallow fans, but they're Rhino fans too. So they want to make sure they keep up on how the team's doing and how we're progressing. Everybody's in it to win it this year. We're trying to win a championship, and the fans from all over all pushing this team on. I think we got a good chance,
I could tell by your voice, even though you didn't play tonight, buddy, you were yelling and screaming like normal, weren't you? You're on the referees and everything.
I can't help it, man. I cannot help it. I think I would be a really good referee in this league, by the way.
And coach, too, probably. Scotty, we wish you the best of luck on Tuesday. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. You're going to make a speedy recovery. Have no fears. You'll be back before you know it.
Thanks, guys. Hey, do you want to talk to anybody else? I got the whole team here.
Yeah, we'd love to. Maybe Johnny Menyonger, if he's around, about the goal.
You got it.
That's very nice of you. Scott Vallow coming through.
Scott Vallow doing Soccer Sam's job. That's terrible. Did I say that on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You wonder why I'm not doing it anymore.
He's laying on the couch here in the studio.
Hello?
Okay, we'll get the trivia going in a second. Mr. Menyonger, welcome to the postgame show.
Yeah.
How are you? Congratulations, you're on with Joe Giuliano and the big guy, Soccer Sam.
Thank you.
Nice goal there. Talk about the build-up. I thought Ray Martinez had a nice little pass to set the thing up, and Scott Vallow said the wind may have had a little impact on that goal.
Yeah, it was a through ball from Ray Martinez, and I took one touch on the outside of my foot, and I struck it across the goal, and the goalkeeper, he was trying to hesitate, that they were going to run into it, but it hit off the post and went around him, so it was a nice shot, but hey, we were lucky for that one because we had a tough road trip, we played Friday, and we traveled all day today, so it was a tough one, but we came over time, so we're happy for that.
Well, Johnny Menyonger, number 10, doing me proud, baby. You played in the middle of the first half, and then it looked like the tactical change. You went up top. Did you feel more comfortable up top there? You and Boom Boom, man. There's some magic there between you two.
Yeah, I feel comfortable, anywhere. To the condition of the game on the first half, coach decided to push me up front because a couple of guys had tired legs, and we were not keeping the ball up front, so he decided to push me up front, to hold the ball, for the team a little bit, and we were lucky, and Ray came in and we had a little 1-2 passes going, and it helped the team a lot.
Johnny, next week you got another road trip coming up, and this is a massive road trip out west. You guys got to be a little apprehensive about making it such another long trip and getting out there. The fatigue level right now, how does it feel?
Right now the game is over, and we're just going to get a good night's sleeping, have good dinner tonight, and sleep here, and get back tomorrow and rest, for the week coming, because we got a long road trip, as you said, we're going on the West Coast. But I know we're professional, so we got to keep it that way. That's the USL. We've been in it for a while, a couple of new guys, they're going to get used to it, but that's the job we chose to do, and we're going to do it to our best.
All right, Johnny, we've got a little job for you. Who else is around? Who else can we talk to on the postgame show tonight?
Who else you want to talk to?
Yeah, who else do you have there with you?
I got Ray Martinez next to me here.
Yeah, put Ray on.
Put Ray on.
Okay. I got Aaron.
Let's go with Ray Martinez. Ray Martinez.
Ray?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on for Ray.
Okay.
How are we going to talk if I can't speak English?
Ray, I've seen you speak English before.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Ray.
How you doing?
Good. You made a big difference when you came into the game, and I'll tell you, Friday night, Ray, at Paytech Park, you're one of my players of the game, baby. Boom, boom, you were everywhere doing your magic, and tonight you just made such a big difference when you came into the game. Congratulations on some great play.
Yeah. This is what I try doing all the time. Can't go in the seats. I made the difference.
Ray, I love you coming off the bench. I love you even more if you could play 90 minutes. Tell Coach Callaway, Joe Giuliano said, I have to play 90 minutes, and that's it, nothing else. Do me a favor, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
hey, Ray, when the defender knocked you down, see, we're watching this on TV here. We can see everything that's happening. When the defender knocked you down, what did you say to him? I saw you say something. What did you say about his mother? I saw that, Ray. You said something about madre. What did you say to that guy?
Yeah. I said something funny to him. Oh, my God.
Okay, Ray. Well, Ray, thank you so much for being with us. We'd love to talk to Aaron Lyons if we could, Ray.
Yeah, Aaron Lyons.
Okay, Boom Boom. That's my man. Boom Boom Ray Martinez. guy's magic with the ball.
He is. I love him coming off the bench. I'd love to see him start and make that happen for a full 90 minutes. Aaron Lyons, welcome to the post-game show. We got Scott Vallo's phone bill racking up the minutes, but it's all good. It's all good. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Aaron, I thought you played great today on the outside there with you and Mr. Black right behind you, making some things happen. A lot of touches on the ball. And Aaron, I tell you, Friday night, I just said that to Ray too. You were one of my players of the game. I didn't get a chance to talk to you on Friday night, but you just worked your tail off on that flank, man, up and down, making it happen. And I talked to some Rochester fans that really know the game, and you're one of their new favorites. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's always nice to hear that, the hard work you put in the off season, and obviously in the preseason, that it pays off. And hearing those sort of compliments is it's just nice to hear that, and it's paying off. It'd be nice if it started paying off in 3 points, which I'm sure it will later down the track. Yeah.
Is Coach discussed anything about Friday night? Vancouver comes up with a quick early goal tonight. Charleston, 4 minutes in, they've got a goal. Did Coach kind of address that in the locker room tonight at all?
Yes, he did. We got an English sort of style of talking, a right royal bollocking at halftime. He said it was one of the worst halves he's ever seen as a coach. We had heavy legs. We didn't have a particularly good travel schedule today. Traveling on the day of the game. Traveling 10 hours before you play is tough, but it's no excuse. I know I felt like misery warming up. My legs felt like lead, and I think it was just a mental thing. We weren't on top of ourselves, but that just shows the character that we have in this team and the club, and the tradition that this club has as being one of the best clubs in the league. That we never say, we never lie down, and we got ourselves together and and came back and stuck in for a point. And if you can come away on travel schedules like that and draw games like that away from home, and if we're winning our home games, then I'm sure we're in for a successful season.
What's the buzz around the team about the youngster in the nets, Chase Harrison?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there. It's quite loud here in the bus.
With Scotty Vallo out for 3 to 5 months, maybe the season, when you guys hear Chase Harrison, a youngster, is going to come in, what is some of the talk, about his performance and his role?
Yeah, obviously, it's a huge blow having Vallo out. Every player here would say that. But it's a chance for Chase to step up, and he's done particularly well this weekend, and today a couple of great saves later on in the game kept us in the game, and it's an opportunity for him to establish himself in this team and in this league, and he's taking it. Obviously, Val is a huge personality within the club, on the pitch and off the pitch, and he's going to stay involved as involved as he can. Obviously, with doing his rehab, and he's our captain. We love having him around, and we wish him all the best on Tuesday with his operation.
Kiwi, baby. Keep up the good work, man. Is Chase Harrison anywhere near you where we can maybe have him on this post game and kind of wrap up our player segment?
Yeah, I'll find him. Cheers, Sam.
Thank you. Aaron Kiwi Lyons doing his thing tonight, one of my top players tonight and Friday night. I just love the way he plays.
He does a nice job. Trivia, folks, is still out there after we're done with the Rhinos interview segment of the show. We'll get to the trivia. Let's go to the phones now. Still in Charleston on the bus with the rest of the Rhinos team. The young man in the nets who had a very good game tonight, Chase Harrison. Chase, welcome to the post-game show. Congratulations on another good performance.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Chase, 2 big saves that we can see from our angle here from our studios. One was just a blast upper corner, man. You just boom, put that arm out, and the commentator there from Andrew Bell from USL was just like, wow, what a save by the youngster. So you had to be proud of yourself, my man.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. They had a few chances there in the second half, but even with making the saves, though, you have to think that our defense is really stepping back, coming back to clear those balls out, even when I get that touch to it. So I mean, there's a lot of credit to the defense just making the save, if they're not come back to the line, then those are easy goals for them. So, our defense did really well with dropping off.
Chase, you got 2 full games under your belt now against Vancouver and Charleston, probably some of the tougher opponents in the league. Finding yourself getting a little more comfortable in the nets?
Definitely. The more I'm out on the field, the more confident I'm getting. So, and I'm starting to work better with the guys, getting their tendencies down, and they're getting the tendencies of myself. So, yeah, definitely every game we're going to get better, and it's just we'll start working together more, and it'll be good.
Chase, I saw you call Ray Boom Boom back for one of the corner kicks. Now, when you were calling him back to get the near post, did he say he doesn't speak English? Does he say that to you too? I don't speak English. Leave me alone.
No. We go over all the plays in the locker room before, so he knows his role. But I'm just there to reinforce it, just to make sure he gets back there quick. But no, he doesn't pull that card.
Well, Chase, I told you this the other day, man. My next son, I love the name, baby. It's like a movie star name.
It is.
I'm going to name my next son Chase Harrison Fantuzzo III.
That has a nice ring. I like that.
Yeah, it sounds real good. Chase, listen, great stuff, and keep up the good work. This is a wonderful opportunity for you. Unfortunate for Scott Vallow, but a lot of great keepers have found themselves in this situation and made the most of it. So far, you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, it is a good opportunity for me, and hopefully I can keep performing and do the best I can for the team.
All right, Chase. We'll be watching you next weekend, baby, from California.
All right. Thank you.
Chase Harrison,
Harrison Fantuzzo.
Chase Harrison.
He sounds like a kid, and he looks like a kid.
Dude, Vallow was teaching him how to shave Friday night. I tell you, I saw him drive to the stadium with his bicycle. The kid's he's a kid, but he's an amazing goalkeeper.
I'm going to go back for the 10, 11 years where the Rhinos have been in existence. He's probably the youngest looking player we've ever had.
I agree with you.
The most boyish appearance, but he's been a man the last 2 games.
Yeah, big man tonight, man. 2 big saves.
Very good.
Player of the game, in my opinion. He kept. It could have been easily 3-1 tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bone to pick with Don Stevens and Chase Harrison. All right, trivia, folks, is still out there. Number is 346-3000. Free call to Verizon Wireless at star 1040. We should thank Scott Vallow for using up all his cell phone time. His new duties as assistant PR to Soccer Sam. All right, the trivia. Overall, how many goals have the Rhinos scored against Charleston in the regular season? Let's include tonight as well.
Okay.
The number is 346-3000, star 1040, free call on the Verizon Wireless. Nick, do we have a caller? Yes?
Hello.
Maybe? Hello, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Soccer Sam.
This is Soccer Sam? Wait, this is Soccer Sam. Who's this?
This is Ed Morante from Rochester.
Mr. Morante, the man that formed was Gates Childlike Little League Soccer? Is that what it was?
And Monroe County.
Yes, you are the legend of youth soccer. What did you think of tonight's game, Mr. Morante?
Well, of course, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but his son, like they were a bit desperate, like the other night in Rochester, Park Stadium over that. I think it's still early to really judge, but I think we need a more attacking format and find the net and score some goals. Right now, people the other night, that's what was the feeling, that we still, the way we left last year, we don't have the right players to put the ball in the net. We have a good defense. The middle field is pretty good. Maybe the forwards are great, but they didn't show the other night. So I have to give them a couple more games, and then if they're strong, the coach better find better players, so we have to find another coach. That's my opinion.
They're in the process now. They are looking for a striker. There's been some talk. Danny Dicchio, who went to Toronto out of England. They are looking for a striker. Where are they going to find him? Who knows where they are, because they're hard to find nowadays. But they are in the search for a guy who can score goals.
And you need money. No different than Mr. Galasano. Look at what a hockey kid he put in Buffalo, you know. But if they want to draw people at the stadium, that's the name of the game. You got to have a good players. You got to have a good show over there. And so far, we are, just as I said before, when we left the last year, I'm not 2-2. A lot of the Rhinos, a lot of soccer, but I'm not excited what I saw the other night. And there's something wrong to see only, on my estimation, there were about 6,000 people that would have known in the paper that said 9,000 people don't believe that. So something is going on over either in the office or on the field. So they have to discover what is wrong and have to find the right prescription to cure this problem. So my guess for the goals you want to know, I guess is 7 goals.
7 goals. 7 goals overall is not correct, but that's a good guess.
Mr. Ryan,
not correct.
Not correct,
good
sir.
Try, Ed.
But, Mr. Moretti, you made a comment about attendance. You, sir, with your political influence, your power with the Italian-American community can make a difference on May 27th. It's Italian Pride Night, Mr. Moretti. You came to this country and you made a difference, sir. You got into politics. You created soccer.
I'm working with Orlando de Francesco, with the dinner. I'm working at the sport club and the Italian Community Center, and I told my friends I'll be there with my caravana and everything, and I appreciate what they do for the Italian community, and I hope the Italian community will respond well. So, but the thing is that they have to earn a better reputation of having a team that score more than 1 goal. Otherwise, people just, they get sick and tired, just not going to come back.
All right, Mr. Moretti.
So.
All right, well, we will see you next Friday night, okay? Next Sunday, May 27th. Couple Sundays.
I will be there. I will be at the Argentina game.
Right, on the 15th. You better be there. Well, I thought you were going to go since you didn't win any tickets, but I guess you're gonna have to buy them now, Mr. Moretti.
I'll buy the tickets and I'll go.
All right, Mr. Moretti, thank you very much for calling. We appreciate your time tonight. The number again is 346-3000. Free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. He says bring in a striker who could score goals.
I think we have him, honestly. I think Diallo and Martinez and Deli and Menyonger proved tonight that they could do it, man. And Severs, every time that kid leaves us to go down to
Harrisburg,
he makes things happen. I think there's something special there too. So it's going to happen, man. These guys, think about the road trip they just went on. Then I know it's an excuse, but Miami and Puerto Rico was early in the season. A week and a half earlier than the Rhinos expected to go on a road trip.
True.
So they go on that road trip. Then they have 15 days off before the next game. They play a couple college teams. That kind of makes you weak because you're playing guys at a lower
level.
Slowing
down.
Yeah, you're slowing down mentally. So now this road trip here, I mean, I got to talk to Catalano. I mean, what kind of travel arrangements are those? It's like...
It's no comment. I'll leave it at that. But, there's probably some strikers out there. I'm telling you, there's a guy in England, Giuliano Grazioli. He's played in the English 2nd Division, 3rd Division. He scored 20 goals consistently, year after year. For some reason, the Premiership's not picking him up. This is a guy I'd be on the phone with. Plays for Barnet FC. 20 goals in England, whether it's 2nd Division, 3rd, it's 20 goals.
20 goals, Joe, but it's a different league. Like Thibault and Bonsu said recently in the paper about this league, it's more physical.
Yeah.
There's few guys that are proven forwards year after year in this league, in the USL Division I. Obviously, Doug Miller was one back in the day. I mean, Greg Simmons is out there. He's a proven scorer. There's a few guys that can do it consistently that know you get hit from behind, you get hit hard, and a lot of these guys just aren't used to that. We've seen it. How many guys have we brought in? One time, Di Veronica and I, After Miller left, we figured out it was 30 different forwards that we brought in to replace Doug Miller in the Jimmy Glenn days. But it's just there's not a lot of guys that can score in this league consistently. I'm telling you.
And where do if anybody, I think a guy from England maybe could do it because they do play some physical ball there, and the pace is a lot faster than you see in other leagues. I think that could be a decent transition. I'd love to see that guy. I've watched him play. He's just, he reminds me of, remember Giovanni Savarese?
Of course.
Wasn't the most skilled player, he didn't have the Maradona touch, but he had a nose for the goal, and he found the back of the net. That's the kind of guy, even Miller, too. He wasn't the most talented, skillful player, but the guy knew how to score.
He knew how to score, and he had the speed.
Yep.
I mean, that was the difference, And today the defenders are getting faster and faster, but I'm not giving up on the forwards we have. I'm
not giving up either.
I saw some special things.
I'm helping.
Yeah, Diallo made some things happen the other night. I saw some quality from him, and he was getting hit hard. But in Belgium, these other countries, they do play physical soccer also. So I think it's going to be okay. I'm more concerned about the midfield. I think that if the midfield controls the ball better and distributes better, your forwards have to work less.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of the back in the day when you were like the old Giorgio Canaglia days. Giorgio Canaglia would have been nothing without Bogey.
You're right.
Beating them.
Right.
You need to have that creative midfielder to give you that beautiful ball right where you want it.
Wow.
You touch it in, boom.
You make a great point. That is a huge point. You're right.
You look at Delicat's past, where he's played and how he's scored. Deli's a scorer, but he's had the service. He's not getting the service. So I think if I had any say in anything, I would put my efforts more into the middle, into a real creative.
As far as searching for a player.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think we have enough guys that could put the ball in the back of the net.
That's a great point. That's a nice. That's great. No, it is a great point because you're looking beyond just scoring goals. It's how are those goals going to come? And yeah, you're right. We really don't have that midfield maestro to create those balls.
Johnny Menyonger leads USL Division I in goals against MLS teams in Open Cup. But that's because the service he received. Back then he had famous Amos and McGee and guys giving him perfect balls. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's the service. You know, you played on teams. I mean, I played on teams in my older years.
Three guys who just they could set the table for you, and it's like you know, it was
just boom, it's in the net.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're lacking. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with Mr. Morante because he is one of the Rochester legends of soccer. So I don't want to disagree with him.
Well,
but
you're not disagreeing. You're agreeing with him, but your solution to the problem is just a little different. That's all.
I think the answer is a real high-end creative midfielder.
I hate to say this, but I agree with you.
I mean, you hate to say it.
I agree with you.
Well, you think back in the day. I mean, Mauro Biello and Yari Alda, Given Miller. I mean, Miller just didn't score those goals by himself. He had one of the greatest midfielders in the history of American soccer, Henry Gutierrez.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, giving him perfect balls. He had Hector Marinero giving him perfect balls right on his foot. I mean, you go on and on. Right now, that's not happening. Stoyan Mladenoff.
Yes.
I mean, we had guys that were so creative in the middle. Like, they dictated the play of the game.
Yep.
And right now, not only Rochester, but a lot of the teams are lacking that in this league. And MLS, there's very few that could do that right now.
True.
That's an art.
I've got to look at you in a different light now.
Thank you, sir.
That is an excellent point.
Well, somebody told me that thing. No.
No, that makes perfect sense, and it's kind of like something just clicked in my mind. It said, you know what, that's what they need. That midfield general, that maestro. Forget going for these forwards. You're right. Get that guy who controls the tempo.
And he's going to draw two guys. When he draws this, then the outside flanks are going to be open. He gives them the ball, and he gets back in the middle. Boom. It's just
you do know something. You do know something.
Oh,
very impressive.
I know food, too.
That was a long segment there. Let's take a quick break. Trivia is still out there. Overall, how many goals have the Rhinos scored against Charleston in the regular season? Give us a call. Your chance to win 4 tickets to the USA-Argentinian under-20 match on May 15th. The number is 346-3000 or a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. This is the Heineken Direct Call-In Show. All right, Sammy, bad news. Got to wrap this thing up. This is the last segment for the Heineken Direct Call-In Show. Your final score tonight from Charleston: Rochester 1, Charleston 1. Sammy will be on the air Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. The California Victory from Kezar Stadium. 9:30 pregame show, 10 o'clock kickoff. Your final thoughts on tonight?
My final thoughts on Joe. It's a few minutes till 9. Sopranos are on, baby. I'm out of here. I'm out.
Soccer Sam, thanks for your help tonight as usual. Great stuff on the pre and post-game show. We'll talk to you next week. The Rhinos and the California Victory, 9:30 pregame show right here on WYSL News 1040 AM. Joe Giuliano, ciao for now.